Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's poised for 3. Shot! Take time for
Look to throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley High School, it's the PIAA Class 1A Football Championship here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. As today the District 7 champion Union Scotties, with a record of 12-3, take on the Steelton-Highspire Steamrollers, the champions out of District 3, with a record of 13-1. Today's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you in part by Pizzas by Marcelloni, by the Union Area Boosters, by Union Baseball, by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, by the law offices of Bradley G. Olson Jr., by Jefferson Poultry, by Michael Joseph and State Farm Insurance Agencies. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, by Maley Chiropractic, by Castle Asphalt, by R. Cunningham Funeral Home, by The Red Zone, by Medore Bonner Law, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Joseph's Marketplace, by Dorn Concrete, by Works in Progress, by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, by DNR Lawn Care, by Hatch Early Learning Systems, by Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by the Union Area Education Association, by the Union Volunteer Fire Department, by Something for Your Wall Photography, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Alongside Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson. Glad to bring you coverage here from the home of the Eagles, Cumberland Valley High School, the first time ever that we'll have a PIAA championship here at Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley High School. Seats a little over 8,000 in terms of its capacity. It's a nice, huge crowd coming in actually for a Class 1A game to kick off the 6 championships, 2 today, 2 Friday, and 2 Saturday here for the championships, the first year they've had them, at Cumberland Valley. Union at 12-3, Steelton-Highspire at 13-1. What we're going to do is we're going to step aside here on our Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George pregame show, take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll get ready to preview this one between the Scotties and the Steamrollers with a PIAA championship on the line. You're listening to the PIAA Championships here at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's healthy home programs are the key to safer living.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services in over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet, but more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. It's the Class 1A state championship game here between the Union Scotties and the Steelton-Highspire Steamrollers. Glad to bring you coverage here at lcsportsnet.com. And with the championships, a state championship where you're going to have limited time at halftime, what they're actually going to do, the Union Scotties marching band is out there on the field for their halftime show during pregame. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a little bit of the Union Scotties marching band here in our LGKG pregame show.
Drum majors Joseph Durallo and Elliot Laskuka. Is your band ready? For our first piece, the band will be playing Proud Mary, originally written by John Fogerty for the band Creedence Clearwater Revival. This piece was re-recorded by Ike and Tina Turner in 1971. Their rendition did so well, it won them a Grammy Award. one way or another is not
Some of the sounds from the Union Scotties marching band under the direction of Mr. Devin Householder, drum majors Elliot Laskuka, Joseph Duralu. Give a shout out to the other seniors in David Heberlin, and on the Scotty girls side, Parker Jendryzik and Clara Hudson. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moan alongside, well, actually Lee Moan.
Literally alongside.
Literally alongside, and in front or behind as well.
Yeah, little tight quarters here at Cumberland Valley, in the press box area anyways, but it's a great facility though, James, 8,000 seating capacity. It looks a lot more than that, but after years of all the state championships being at Hershey, 1997 I believe it was, they decided to move things out here to Cumberland Valley. Their first year hosting the football championships. They do the volleyball championships. They started doing the soccer this year at the middle school across the campus. They've been doing that, but a great facility here at Cumberland Valley for sure.
I'll tell you what, Lee. The reason I remember it was 97 was the last year before they moved to Hershey, was because the first year at Hershey, 1998, is the last time that a WPIAL school from Lawrence County made it to the state championship. That was Newcastle back in 1998. Union trying to become the first WPIAL school from Lawrence County to win a state championship. Of course, Wilmington back in 2008, split between Lawrence and Mercer County, had that miraculous, incredible run to the championship, a double overtime victory against Philly West Catholic back in 2008. The only Lawrence County state championship on docket. Union trying to become the second from the county to get that gold medal in football for the county, and just what an impressive run it has been here, Lee, for these Union Scotties. It's been a blast.
It's been a fun ride for sure. I'm glad to be part of the state championship. You and Tim been having a great time along the playoff run here. Unfortunately, Tim Consonance, a quick shout out to him, unable to get here out of Cumberland Valley today, but I appreciate all Tim's help along the way. But boy, it's been a great ride. I mean, who would expect? I mean, the 10 seed from the WPIAL coming at the beginning of the year is like, okay, first year coach, let's see if we can maybe sneak into the playoffs, or But boy, Coach Nee had his, and this whole team had their different thoughts for sure, and they really bought into everything Coach Nee's done. And hey, we're here now. We got one more game. Hopefully, we'll be able to pull back a state championship.
That's Lee Moan. I'm James Dotson here on the LGKG pregame show. The Law Office of AV Rated Attorneys and Super Lawyers, Luxembourg, Robert, Kelly, and George, has been keeping promises for over 80 years. Visit lgkg.com for your free consultation. Union with a 12-3 record. Their path here to Cumberland Valley. The road to Hershey sounded great. We got to find a good one here. The road to the Valley, I guess, is what we'll go with. As the 10 seed defeated Burgettstown on the road 32-7, then the Classic against Laurel, avenging the loss in regular season. They win 30-28 in the WPIAL quarterfinals. A 2-point victory as well over Rochester in the semifinals, 18-16, before the shocker of the weekend at the AC at Acrisure Stadium, a 26-0 victory over the defending champion and top-seeded Bishop Canevin Crusaders. And then they put up one of the top scoring lines of the season, 46-36 over Port Allegheny last week in the semifinals at Penn West Clarion University, to face the Steelton-Highspire Steamrollers at 13-1 in their district championship, a convincing 66-6 victory over Fairfield. Then in the first round of the state playoffs, 37-7 over Windber. But then the last 2 weeks, Lee, for the Steel High team, a couple of last-minute game-winning touchdowns, 42-35 over Northern Lehigh and 28-21 over Canton. In the Northern Lehigh game, a touchdown completion with just 4 seconds remaining, capping off a 4-touchdown fourth quarter for the Steamrollers. And then for Canton last week against Canton, the game-winning touchdown with just 34 seconds left on the clock. So the Rollers haven't been rolling to the championship. They've been getting there by the skin of their teeth, persevering in the last minute.
Yeah, they're rolling, but it's sort of a few humps on the road. But for sure, they've been completing, and they got here. It doesn't matter how you get here as long as you get here, James.
As long as they get here, which they've been, well, not here at Cumberland Valley. This will be the first championship ever here, so it will be a historic game no matter what. But Steelton-Highspire, state champions 2 years ago, Lee, and a few of the big names on that team as freshmen 2 years ago, still on the roster here and playing even bigger roles this year. And it starts with the twin brothers, the quarterback Alex Irby and offensive lineman Andrew Irby Jr., son of Coach Andrew Irby. Those two combined have over 20 Division I scholarship offers already on the table. They're going to be the big force, especially when you have, looking just at the quarterback, almost 9,000 career yards as a junior.
Yeah, he's put up quite the numbers for sure. And so being here back in 2019, I mean, boy, what a great experience for him. Don't think he's going to be feeling, he'll still be feeling a little bit nervous, but after already been here through a state championship, now only a junior, trying to get another one. And you brought up the point, as I looked at the Irbies, like, how do you have a 205 and a 275-pound twin? But you mentioned it the same with the Stanley brothers.
Absolutely, the seniors for Union, Matt and Mark Stanley, where you have Matthew Stanley, the running back, kind of does it all, and then on the other side, the big Mark Stanley. Mark Stanley coming in at 250 versus Matt Stanley at just 180.
Yeah.
As we're going to pause for the Union alma mater. Even with the motorcycles revving out there, Lee Moan, it is revving up here, to say the very least.
I gotta love it.
90% of the township is here today.
I'd say 95. Looking across, I mean, Steel High's, 30 minutes from here?
Yeah.
We're 4 hours from here. We got about the same crowd. I mean, it's a great representation from Union. And I actually saw the athletic director from Mohawk here, Ron Moncrief, made the trip out here. Get to say hello to him.
Well, again, it is historic. It's not happened very often in Lawrence County history. Wilmington, back the first year that they had PIAA championships in 1988, made it here to the championship. They've made it 3 other times, including a 2008 championship. Throw in as well Newcastle back in 1998, and that's the extent for Lawrence County making it to the state championship. So it is historic. Union is off school today. They have a FID day, so all the students have work they have to complete online within the next 5 days. So if you're listening at home, hey, go click on to Mr. Dotson's classroom. Make sure you go and get your work done for today and get it done before the weekend, so you can hopefully be enjoying a celebratory weekend here starting in about 3 hours worth of time. And as you can hear on our crowd, Mike, the wind is blowing pretty decently out there, Lee. It's a nice warm day here with overcast skies, but it is a bit blustery.
Yeah, on our Mark Shaw's wind meter is about 15 mile an hour or so. It's blowing. Looks like from right to left across your computer screen or phone. So
Why don't we do this? We're going to step aside one last time here in our pregame show. We'll come back. We'll break down this game a little bit more, take a look at both the Scotties and the Steamrollers in full, and then we'll get ready for starting lineups and kickoff. Here from Chapman Field, it's the PIAA State Championships here at lcsportsnet.com.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kurtwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kurtwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kurtwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
Castle
Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
It's been a dream season, Limon, for the Union Scotties here on their way not only to their first outright WPIAL championship, their first one that they shared back in 1959, but now a chance at a state championship for the first time in program history. Let's take a look at the Scotties here on our LGKG pregame show. Just in terms of what this team has brought to the table, obviously it all begins at the quarterback position. Another first. We're going to talk so many firsts for this Union team over the course of the day, Lee. But let's just start right there when you have your first ever 1,000 quarterback in program history. Not bad for a first-year starter either.
Not at all. Braylon Thomas has been just outstanding for sure. He can do a little bit of everything. And Coach Nee's given him a lot of freedom to do, ad-lib some things, and he's just been doing great, taking care of the ball, which is even a bigger part of this run.
And with that, though, too, it's kind of, I mean, it is not kind of. It's right out of the Coach Palco playbook. Multiple players who will take snaps at quarterback. You'll see a lot of Matt Stanley. He had 12 carries for just shy of 90 yards and a big touchdown in the second quarter. But last week, even bigger than that touchdown run, was he set up on a 2-minute drill when Thomas is injured on the sideline at the end of the first half. Stanley comes in. Doesn't change a whole lot. They run their offense. He gets a couple of big gains, gets out of bounds, gets them into field goal range for a normal team in field goal range.
Yeah.
He takes his first pass attempt of the year to spike the football to stop the clock. Then they bring in Caden Fisher, who was another guy who was potentially going to be throwing passes over the course of the year. Hadn't thrown one since the Shenango game back in week 3 or 4. He comes in and puts a dime to the back of the end zone for Jane Jonke to get that touchdown last week as the clock expires in the first half. That play right there, more than anything, Lee, instead of a 12 or instead of a 6 or 8 point lead at the half, you're now up by 2 touchdowns and you get the kickoff. And that's kind of what it's been. The momentum plays have been all with Union throughout this postseason run.
Yeah, that pass was phenomenal. And the catch by Jonke in the back of the end zone, too, was just incredible. But you got to be prepared any situation, any time. Coach Nee's got this team prepared. I mean, be ready for your number to be called. And I mean, and Matt and Fisher, they were right there, ready to go. It's like, okay, put me in, Coach. I'm ready to go. And but like you said, that momentum, just unreal of how big that momentum was to go into the locker room with that 2-touchdown lead.
And then throw in the fourth quarterback in terms of who took snaps last week, and Mike Gunn. He only had, I believe it was 8 total carries in the WPIAL playoffs. He had double-digit carries last week, a couple of long touchdowns in the fourth quarter to kind of seal the deal in that one. He's someone who's made plays defensively, and I want to talk about that specifically, Lee. They've gotten the lead against Canevin and against Port Allegheny to be able to allow that defense to kind of
run.
Well, to basically, go right after the quarterback,
right.
to force the opposition to be one-dimensional, right?
Yeah, and boy, the defense has been coming up so huge in these playoffs for sure, coming up with a couple more touchdown turnovers, And he said that they put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks these last few games, and hopefully they're going to need to do that again tonight, this afternoon, if they want to stay with the Rollers here today.
And, I mean, when you look at it, you've played 5 playoff games, Lee, 19 total turnovers forced by the Union Scotties, an opportunistic defense, at least 3 turnovers in all 5 games, and they've taken advantage of those opportunities. That's what it's going to take to beat this team. Very similar are the Rollers to what Bishop Canevin was in terms of their style of play and how they execute their offense.
Yeah, and I'd say the Rollers might have a couple more athletes more than Bishop Canevin. So they get a couple of very good running back, a couple of very, very good receivers, which we'll touch on here in a minute. But sort of very explosive offense, and they average over 40 a game to Steel High. So the Union defense, as I said, if they can get some pressure on Irby, get pressure on him early, let's see what he does.
Here in our LGKG pregame show, we know that there's lots of watch parties and listening parties out there. Of course, our friends at Parkstown, they estimated close to 80 or 90 people, I was told, were at the lounge last week watching and listening to us, and we know they're out there again. So shout out to everybody there at Parkstown. Shout out to How about this? Mr. Birch's class up at Grove City, up at Slippery Rock, former coach of Grove City. I want to give a big shout out to them. They're all tuned in. We love the fact that we have people who are tuning in, listening to us. Kate as well, I know, is out there listening to us. Plenty of others. Please, if you have watch parties going on, send us some stuff on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, because we want to give you guys a big shout out for continuing to support us, and we thank all of our sponsors for supporting us through this historic postseason run for the Union Scotties. And it is a tough challenge yet again. Remember, Steel High 13-1. Now they are district champions for the 15th time. How about this? They literally are the most experienced team in the country in terms of games played in a career. This is the 130th season for Steelton-Highspire. This is game number 1,324. Yes, of course, the math teacher did the math to go and figure that all out. But Union as well, I'm going to have to find for sure the number. I did that math as well. Do I have it right here? I believe I do.
Before you say that, real quick, that'd be one of the few teams, if not the only team, to play in 3 centuries.
That is very true. Yeah, you're right, not many. Union will be the 162nd different opponent in the history of Steel High. Union playing a team from District 3 for the first time in their history. But let's look at this year's Steelton-Highspire team. We mentioned the quarterback, Alex Serby, who is now over 3,000 yards passing. He's got 40 touchdowns versus just 4 interceptions. Coach Nee is really concerned about the running back, Ronald Burnett, also a junior. He's a big-time downhill runner. He missed a lot of time throughout the course of the year. All he's done in the postseason, in the last 3 games, he's gone over 200 yards in 2 of the 3 games, averaging 190 per game through the postseason. And then you mentioned the wide receivers, Jayon Perry, Daquan McCraw, each with 10 receptions last week. And they're options number 2 and 3. Option number 1 in Darrell Caesar, he is ineligible. He was disqualified, ejected in the quarterfinal win against Northern Lehigh, and with that came a 2-game suspension, similar to what Kylan Wilson at Farrell had to go through. So he is ineligible to play. He only had 66 catches, 1,100 yards, and 13 touchdowns on the year. So obviously they're going to miss him, but they have lots of weapons still to go around.
Yeah, there used to be only a 1-game suspension, and then the PIAA decided to put the 2-game suspension in. And soccer, they're talking about putting 3 games in for soccer. That came up at the PIAA board yesterday. They're talking about that. So
well, it didn't get any better, did it? Ejections actually went up this year in the boys' soccer.
But to getting back to here, that's a tough loss. I mean, to lose one of your top receivers, your top players for Steel High.
We'll see how they adjust. But what we noticed looking at film, they like to spread the field, and it almost feels like they give this junior quarterback, a 3-year starter, a lot of reign to basically make his own decision at the line. It looks and feels like they call 2 plays in the huddle, a run play and a pass play. If he sees a lot of players in the box, they'll run a quick pass or a bubble screen to the outside. And if there's people are spread wide, only 5 or 6 in the box, then they'll try to run it with Burnett downhill. Obviously he's going to be a well-versed player when he's a coach's son, been doing this since he was probably 3-4 years old in the backyard. That's just something that Union's got to be able to make the adjustments and do whatever they can to confuse the defense.
Well, when you have they say a 3-year starter and it's the coach's son, they have a lot of time to put your faith in your quarterback for sure. So I'm sure they've been talking a lot of football over these last few weeks, but it's great to have that he's 6'4" too. I mean, which you got a lot of height. You can see over the line. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I mean, hopefully for our sake he'll have a rough day, but he's getting a lot of looks around the country right now, and there's a reason why.
Kind of interesting here as the teams get ready to make their way out onto the field, both Union and Steel High coming out of their locker rooms. It's been talk over the last few years. It's Union against everybody. A lot of games against Bishop Canevin, a non-boundary school. They finally are able to get over the hump against them. Nice to see 2 public schools in the championship here, Lee, though it is with a bit of an asterisk, though, for Steelton-Highspire. With the hazing allegations that went down at Middletown High School at the beginning of this year, that program got shut down for the entire season. As a result, players on that team who were not involved in the hazing allegations ended up being permitted to play here at Steelton-Highspire, even though they still go to school at Middletown. So there are at least 3 players who are in the starting lineup who are seniors who are a part of that group. It's a very interesting scenario that has gone on, unprecedented. I mean, the rule was put in place for programs that have been completely canceled, losing funding, that sort of thing. And here just ends up being a different one where a school voluntarily shuts down the program for a year. Glad that those kids are still able to go and play, obviously, but it definitely makes a different kind of advantage.
This is why I'm glad I'm not in the upper echelon of the PIAA or anything else. We're just gonna call a football game and not get into the politics of everything. But there is a lot of stuff going on for sure.
Right now they have the
video tribute
for both of those teams, showing Union coming in hot, and that's the right way to put it. The big play Union Scotties being shown on the video board right now.
How about that video board?
It is a gorgeous, gorgeous board here at Chapman Field. And I'll tell you what, a lot of raised eyebrows when you heard that the championships are going to be moved here to a high school field, but this is no ordinary high school field, to say the very least, as Steel High makes their way out onto the field wearing their road white uniforms, even though they're just 30 miles down the road. Now the Scotties in their home blues coming out. And a lot of Union faithful from Union area have made the trip nearly 4 hours across the state here to the center of the state for today's game. Lee, real quick, before we get to our coin toss and starting lineups, just a couple of keys for the Scotties here in this Class 1A championship game.
Score more? No. They got to take care of the ball, James. I mean, I think you got to try to keep this offense off the field, try to establish that offense, and then defensively, we already mentioned it. You got to put pressure on Irby, and if you can come up, win that turnover battle, but if you can get pressure on Irby and see if he can make some mistakes. And the defense has been really rising to the occasion these last few weeks. So see if this defense gets one more good game back in front of them.
That's Lee Moan. I'm James Dotson. We want to give a shout out to Tim Continenza. Wish you could be here. Tim's been alongside for this entire Scotties run throughout the course of this playoff season. Miss you, bud. We know you're listening back home, and
feel bad for him that he couldn't make he's been on every broadcast through here. So, but unfortunately, not making the state championship. But I get big shoes to fill. Yeah,
you do have big shoes to fill for sure. And since you're talking keys to the game, here's one that I know Tim was looking for. What wrinkle are you going to see next from this Union team? Each and every week they've brought something new. The Laurel game, they brought we call them the double trips formation, where you had linemen lined up all the way on the numbers on the outside. Last week you had something new where you had both Matt Stanley and Braylon Thomas lining up in the backfield. What is something new? Maybe not a new formation, but just something new out of that formation, a play call that you have not seen on film yet. I think that's what's going to be one of the biggest keys here today in terms of figuring out which team will come out on top. As the captains meet at midfield, it's Brennan Porter, Caden Fisher, Mark Stanley out there for the U. For Steel High, we got, I believe, Alex Irby, Andrew Irby Jr., Jayon Perry, and Amari Williams. Union has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. And that was something I was going to say, too, might be a big key. Again, getting a lead against their opponents has been big for Union in terms of amping up the defensive pressure, forcing a team to become one-dimensional. Lee, I think that's the idea of why you are electing to receive if you are Union here today.
Yeah, I thought maybe they might decline by the way their defense is playing, but again, that's why I'm up here, not down on the field. So, I mean, this team's ready. We talked to a couple of the Union coaches. We're going to pause here real quick for our national anthem, though. Sung. Whoops, let me get
our national anthem.
Yeah, sung by Sophia Maines from Cumberland Valley High School. My glass just shattered. Wow. This is why we do a live national anthem for the PIAA, huh? Great job. And if you want to hear her do that again, you can click on the archive or tune into the Aliquippa game tonight. She'll be singing the national anthem here from Cumberland Valley tonight also. Sophia Maines, great job.
Great way to start today's contest as we are ready for kickoff. Union will be going from right to left as you listen on your radio dial. Again, you can be watching with paid subscriptions at PCNTV.com or NFHSnetwork.com. We're glad that you are listening to us live or archived here at LCSportsNet.com. Your officials: Michael Price will be the referee, Kevin Reed the umpire, Gary England the head linesman, Cody Wilson the line judge, Ed Beadle the field judge, Caleb Moses the side judge, and Alfred Goddessart is the back judge. Standing deep at about their own 15-yard line is Braylon Thomas along with Mike Gunn. As getting ready to kick it away will be Jayon Perry for the Steamrollers. They have 12 on the field. Now a great way to start. Now they get one to sneak off the field. Would have been a fun way to start. Now they get 11 to do the Steamrollers, and they're ready to boot it away. It's state championship time.
Yeah, there's Ymir Caesar, a little anxious.
And the ball is booted away from Perry. It's going to be taken on the run at the 21 by Thomas, looking for some room right up the middle. Now tries to bounce to the near side. He's got a hole. Tries to get to the outside of the 40. And he's going to get dragged out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Nice return for Braylon Thomas to get Union started right off the bat, Lee.
Boy, that's a great way to start. I almost thought that I called the 85-yard kickoff return at the pregame. I thought maybe it might be going. That was just me.
Ouch. We'll get a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Give him a call at 724-301 for your residential or commercial property, and visit castle-realty.com. It's going to be Mike Gunn at the quarterback position with 5 receivers. Braylon Thomas is in the slot to the left. He's going to come in motion, and they're going to go hand it off to him. He cuts inside of one tackler, spins away from him, but is hit right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Tackle made by Jayon Perry.
Yeah, Jayon Perry did a great job breaking that play up, got the hand in there while they're in the backfield. The rest of the crowd comes in to tackle.
Mark Stanley, Mike Gunn will be in the backfield. Matt Stanley in the Wildcat at times. Maddox Thompson, one of the wide receivers. He's checking out of the contest right now. Dane Jonke, Elijah Booker will also be at the wide receiver position. And your offensive line has been strong all year. Jamel Mitchell, Jordan Brown, Mason Benedict, Robert McCurdy, and Mike Thomas. Thomas back at the quarterback position. He's got trips stacked left. Ball right in the middle of the field on 2nd down and 10. He gets the snap. He's going to look to run left. Tries to find the edge. He's going to get a nice block from Mark Stanley, but he's not going to have much room. There's a lot of help coming on the near sideline. Run out of bounds by Nazir Fuller after a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, guess who's in the backfield again? That was Perry again. Had a chance at Thomas. Thomas was able to elude him, but that breaks up the play, though. So Perry, two good plays to start here.
Perry joined in the linebacking core by Amari Williams, Tavon Legrand, Angel Luciano. The defensive line is Eugene Green, Tayshawn Holland Ali, Marquise Beasley, and Asa Coachvar. Those two both Middletown players, as is the safety Bam Appleby. Nazir Fuller and Daquan McCraw are the cornerbacks. 3rd down and long. Thomas drops back. He's going to step back. He's going to throw on the run. Hit as he throws. Ball floats in the air. It's going to be caught by Maddox Thompson at the 40-yard line. That ball was in the air for probably 3 total seconds, and it just fluttered right into the hands of a wide-open Maddox across midfield for a 1st down.
How that ball is not intercepted, I'm not too sure. But Thomas, as he's falling down, he got hit, and that ball just sort of like the wounded duck going there. But Thompson, right place, right time. 1st down, Scotties.
Yeah, the middle of the field was wide open, Lee, and we saw that last week, that there were some chances over the middle of the field wide open, and kind of worked out in Union's favor as Matt Stanley will come in after that 24-yard completion. Stanley will be the quarterback. 3 H-backs really in this formation. They're going to serve as lead blockers. Stanley trying to go right up the middle, cuts to the left side, falls forward, gets about 3 or 4 yards before he's driven backwards. Give him a gain of 3 on his first carry of the day.
Yeah, late whistle there. Stanley's knee was already down, but he got back up, and they can let the play continue, which is interesting.
Again, thanks to Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, their starting lineups. Check out his current listings and list your home at castle-realty.com. Stanley will check out, and Thomas will be back in at quarterback.
Yeah, 724-301-1482. That phone number.
Mark Stanley will be sidecar left of Braylon Thomas on 2nd down and 7 to go. Ball at the 32-yard line of Steel High. Thomas looks to throw, looking down the field. Buying time. Now he's going to drop out to his right, eludes one tackle in the back. He's got room in front of him. He's to the 30. He's going to get to the 25-yard line before he gets knocked out of bounds. That's enough for a Union Scotties 1st down.
And an official went down on the far side, and he's hurt. Yeah, official on the far side twisted his knee of some sort, and he's down in some obvious pain right now.
He was trying to backpedal and get out of the way right in front of the steel high bench. Lee, you might have had a better angle. Did he trip over a player or something on the sideline?
Something on the sideline. Did not see exactly, but he went down, and it looked like his left knee just sort of got buckled. Unfortunately, maybe he was trying to avoid Thomas or try to avoid the crowd over there, but yeah, it took a bad fall. So
wow,
we might be going to a 6-man crew unless they have an alternate waiting in the wings.
Well, we do have the officials evaluator right next to us. Might have to make that decision. We'll see what that choice is. But what we're going to do in the meantime, I think we're going to step aside here real quick while they figure out, or actually they're going to bring the teams right back out onto the field. So it looks like at least for the time being, they're going to go with just a 6-man crew.
That's interesting.
So with 9:39 remaining in the opening quarter, first drive of the game for Union. Lee, I'm going to have to slide over here.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. I'm standing behind, so it's looks like they might. Wow, you would think they would attend to the officials. I mean, he's out of play. He's on the sideline, so yeah, they get him off the field. There you go.
Yeah, give him more room. They are going to go to the sideline, so we're going to step aside here as well. Union driving on their first drive of the game here in the Class 1A state championship here at lcsportsnet.com.
Your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
Good to see our official back up. Looks like he's back out there, Lee, and they're going to bring the teams back on the field. Matt Stanley will be in the Wildcat, kind of a pseudo timeout. Will we see a wrinkle? Will Stanley go to the air maybe for the first time? No, he's going to follow Mark, blocking on the left-hand side, fights forward. He's about to the 20-yard line before he is pushed back after a 2-yard pickup. Union into the red zone.
Whoops, sorry, wrong one there, bud.
Give Stanley a 2-yard pickup, and they're going to have a couple players check out, including Andrew Cartwright, who was in there, and Brendan Porter as extra tight ends.
There we go.
Braylon Thomas will check back in.
Yeah, Red Zone voted best of the best in Lawrence County for uniform supply and silk screening.
So they are going with a 6-man crew,
Yeah.
I believe. So the official is still on the sideline being tended to on the steel high bench. Second down, 8 to go. Ball at the 20-yard line for Union. Thomas is going to look to go, direct snap, run to the right. He's got the edge. He's going to step out of bounds right at the first down marker. And I'd say they may mark him about a yard short there, Lee. Maybe would have seen a little bit more effort to try to get that last yard, but it will be third down and short.
Yeah, good job, Mark Stanley, in that lead blocker. Boy, he pushed his player about 5 yards down the field on that block.
So you're calling that a Dorn Foundation play right there, laying down the foundation. Don't let anyone lay down your foundation. Call Dorn Concrete or visit them online, doranconcrete.com, for your free estimate today. Your first quarter, by the way, today brought to you by Pizzas by Marcelloni. Great food available for reliable delivery or for takeout. Under center, third down for Thomas. He's going to get a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get a little push from Fisher and Stanley. Needed one. Looks like he's got 2. That should be enough to move the chains for a Union first down.
Have you noticed, James, in these during the whole year, we've had very, very few measurements at all?
You know what? I have noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, they just look. It's like, forget it. We're not going measurement. We're just
the Laurel Neshannock game week 1 in the fourth quarter is the only one I can think of all year.
Yeah, and that was the 3-minute one.
Yes. Well, that was enough time for the entire year's worth of measurements, I guess. It's probably.
But we've had very, very few. I mean, very few measurements. I don't even know why they have a chain crew down there anymore. But anyways, first down for the Scotties.
Mark it just inside the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Mark Stanley to the right of Thomas. Thomas looks to run. He's trying to get to the corner. Not much room. He'll get driven out of bounds. Maybe a yard gain. That's it. Good pursuit defensively from the Rollers.
Very good pursuit.
Lee, already the 10th play of this opening drive that's taken 4 minutes off of the clock. 8:06 remaining in the first quarter. here between Union and Steel High. Thomas will check out. Matt Stanley will check back in for this 10th play of the opening drive in the Class 1A state championship game. Jonke, the receiver, to the left. Grayson Blakely in the slot. 2 receivers to the right as well. One of them is the tight end Fisher, who comes in motion. The all-conference tight end will be a lead blocker. Stanley tries to get to the near sideline. He's got room. He gets to the 10. He's going to make a man miss. That's a good tackle to stay with it. Nazir Fuller looked like he got juked for a moment, but was able to hold his ground and knock Stanley down at the 5.
Boy, from up here, it looked like he had a lot of room to the outside, but then, well, it's great pursuit by the Rollers.
But
prevent that.
It's a gain of about 7, so 3rd down, call it 3 to go. It's a long 3. Ball is just outside the 5. They need to get inside the 2.
Well, I do not like these yellow markers on the field because you're the same color as a flag you're looking to see.
Yeah. Your yellow, I believe that's field hockey or lacrosse?
Field hockey.
Yeah. 2 receivers each way. It's Braylon Thomas in the gun, and Coach Nee is going to take his first Pontius Insurance timeout with 7:23 remaining in the opening quarter. It's a big 3rd down coming up.
Actually, that's lacrosse for sure. With the Pontius Insurance, you can call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings to get started today. Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. It's PontiusInsurance.com. Love the life you live. Worry free.
3rd down, call it 4 to go. Need to get about 4 yards inside the 2 to convert this 3rd down, but a great opening drive here, Lee. Already 10 plays and 4.5 minutes off the clock.
And this is what you want. We talked about it before we went on the air. You want some balls standing, keep that offense off the field. If keep the Rollers off. I mean, they've averaged over those 40 points a game, so keep them off the field, see if they can come up with it. It'll be interesting to see if they'll go for it on 4th down if they do not get 3rd down.
Oh, we haven't seen a field goal or extra point attempt all year, Lee, so I think I know the answer to that one. Trips to the left. That's the short side of the field. On 3rd down, called a short 4 or a long 3. Thomas alone in the backfield. Surveys the defense. He's going to bring Blakely in motion to the right. He's going to go and roll that way. Now looks back to the left. He had a man open. He was knocked down, was Fisher. Now rolling again, going towards the pylon, diving for the pylon. He's in there for a touchdown, but hold the phone. There is Laundry back on the field. Back in the 9-yard line. I think this one's coming back, Lee.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Mike Thomas. The 6'2" seniors, you can hear the Union faithful not happy. But when Thomas start breaking back to his left, it looked like
well, here's the thing. Coach Nee wants holding on the defense because Caden Fisher was tackled. He was outright tackled as the tight end tried to leak out to the near sideline, but that was not called.
Yeah, I did not see that, unfortunately. I was watching the offensive line, and unfortunately, when you start scrambling, that's when the arms start going. And so now it could be a 3rd and goal now.
3rd down and goal from the
not goal.
You're right, from the 19-yard line. 3rd down and call it 17. Thomas will get the play from Coach Nee on the sideline. Already down to 17 on the play clock, though. He's going to have to hustle if he can get out there in time. Down to 13 seconds left. Thomas has to hurry. Just now getting to the huddle with 10 on the play clock. They break the huddle with 8. Will they even get a playoff in time? They have to hustle. 2 receivers each way. 3 seconds on the play clock. They do get the snap off. Thomas, blitz coming, steps away, breaks away from one in the backfield, rolling out to his left, gets a block to extend the play, now throws one towards the back of the end zone. He's just throwing that one away for an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down and goal to come.
Yeah, great pressure by the Rollers there as Thomas tried to just ad-lib, tried to do anything. He had a man open in the end zone, but tough to get it to him when you're rolling left and trying to throw right, and with 3 guys chasing you at the same time. Good effort, though, by Thomas. We got a veteran move by one of our newspaper colleagues. Not a lot of room to see. Let's go outside to the ledge outside and watch it.
Hey, it works.
Yeah.
So a 4th down and long. 4th down, about 17 to go. Union at the 19-yard line on their opening drive.
And that's the key. Do not have to get into the end zone.
Trips left, 1 to the right. 5 on the play clock as Thomas gets the snap. He's got a man right in his face away. He's got a breakaway to his right, still looking down the field. He's going to fire one to the back of the end zone, and there's no one there. It's going to go out of bounds for an incomplete pass. So a long drive, a 12-play drive, but Steel High's defense will hold. 5 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock in that drive. Lee just could not A penalty at the wrong time, basically, is what doomed that drive.
Yeah, that holding call just killed you. So the Medora-Bonner Law turnover, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service. The turnover on downs, but we're going to get the media timeout now.
So we'll step aside as well with 6:54 remaining in the opening quarter. Scoreless in the PIAA State Championship between Union and Steel High here at lcsportsnet.com.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all.
Thanks to our friends at the Red Zone, and we're back to the action quickly in motion up front as two men went in motion for the Steamrollers, but somebody on the offensive line also moved, so it'll push Steel High back right off the bat here, Lee.
Hey, another quick shout out. Sarah Catholic coach Brian Dorenza, the baseball coach.
Yeah.
Hit me up on Facebook. Go Unions, bring it home Scotties. Thank you, Coach.
Thank Coach Sorrenda, always a big supporter. Let's see, talk about that here after this first down play. Ball is at the 14-yard line now after that 5-yard false start penalty for Steel High. We'll take a look at their starting lineup in a moment as Jayon Perry comes in motion, a wide receiver from left to right. He will get set at the top of the formation. They're going to go hand it off at the middle on the pistol formation, and not going very far is the running back. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play for Ronald Burnett. He's joined by Asa Kochvar as one of the tight ends. You'll see DeQuan McCraw, Jayon Perry, and Tyler Sean Parker as the wide receivers. The O-line, Eugene Green, Tayshawn Holland-Ali, Devin Reed, Andrew Irby Jr., Amari Williams. You'll also see Marquise Beasley in there as an extra lineman at times as well. Quickly to the line, they're going to go a little pop pass forward to the top of the formation, trying to find some room on the far sideline. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage on the play, does DeQuan McCraw. But not much room there. It'll be 3rd down and about 9 to go.
And the first 2 plays very active. Brennan Porter blew up the first play, and that time came off the block very nicely and was able to get that play out to the outside before the help came.
We'll see the official stats. That should go down as a pass forward from McCraw. We will check. It's 3rd down and call it 8. They got out to the 21-yard line. Again, quickly to the line, the Steamrollers. They ran twice as many plays as Canton did last week. And very balanced as well. 33 pass, 33 rush as Alex Irby, the quarterback, changes the play here on 3rd down, sends a man in motion out of the backfield, looks to set up a screen, not there. Now he's going to roll out to his left. And trying to drag him down is Fisher, thrown at the last minute. Somehow got the pass away. Did the left-handed quarterback Alex Irby, and it's going to be a 3 and out for the Rollers.
Where was the hold there?
That's a good question.
Boy, being held big time was, I believe I was, did not catch the number of who was being held, but boy, that ball barely got back to the line of scrimmage. That Mark Stanley being held on the far side, yeah. But there's the pressure, though.
So a 3 and out. Good start defensively for the Scotties.
Yeah, that ball barely got back to the line of scrimmage. What might have been a intentional grounding call, but was not.
Thomas back to receive his punt. That ball barely got over the line. Thomas takes it on 1 half at his own 45-yard line. He gets across midfield and will be dragged down at the 40-yard line of the Steamroller. So great field position coming here for Union with 5:24 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a win there. Even though you didn't get points in your first drive, you get the 3 and out. You get great field possession. They started on their own 40 the first drive. This time they're going to start in the Cumberland Valley.
And after just a 90-second drive, too, Lee, it also means it's a very a potentially more tired defense out there.
If you're looking for quality and cost-efficient paving and construction services, if you come to the right place, Castle Asphalt and Construction, they'll make your visions for your projects a reality.
Your first quarter, again, brought to you by Pizzas by Marcelloni, serving the area for over 25 years. Visit their location on West Jefferson Street in Newcastle, also with locations in Hermitage and West Middlesex. Empty backfield, and it's going to turn into a quarterback draw for Thomas. Hesitates, now tries to get to the edge. He's going to get a nice block from Blakely on the near sideline. Stiff arm going out of bounds. He'll be just shy of the first down marker.
Boy, Thomas, that was a definite quarterback draw for sure as they let the Union, or they let the roller rush come in. Thomas just steps right up, and they're going to give him the first down, James.
Oh, wow. Okay, give him a gain of 10.
Yep. That's it. No measurement needed. They can see from across the field.
Well, when they mark it right at the 40,
right.
as they should on a...
Right. I mean, that's the easiest call there. But Thomas gets 10.
Thomas gets 10. Number 2 comes out. Number 4 comes in. Matt Stanley will be in the gun. He's going to have 2 H-backs right in front of him on 1st and 10.
Got 2 and 1 on the right side. Ooh.
And had some room, and they're going to go run up the middle with Stanley for about a 3 or 4 yard gain on 1st down. But Lee, you noticed something on that.
Did you see that, James? He had 2 receivers went out to the right, and there was only 1 defender out there. Everybody was just assumed that Stanley was going to run the ball, which he did this time. But keep an eye out for that.
And again,
hopefully the coaches caught that.
You wonder when that wrinkle might be coming. I saw him throwing balls in warm-ups. It wasn't a bad throw either from the senior, who hasn't played football since junior high.
He throws basketballs pretty well.
Thomas back in there in the gun, 2nd down and 5 after that 5-yard pickup from Matt Stanley. Thomas looks to run right side, bounces outside, falls forward for a gain of 2 or 3. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Yeah, bottom of that pile is Asa Kovar. Or Coach Var, excuse me.
Asa Kochvar, one of the 3 defensive starters, Kochvar, Beasley, and Appleby, who are seniors at Middletown High School, allowed to play for Steel High for their senior season. We're down to 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Union has 3rd down and 3 coming up here in the Class 1A state championship game. Scotties have controlled the clock, controlled this first quarter, and I think we're going to have another Pontius Insurance timeout. There's a little bit of confusion getting set up for that one, Lee.
Yeah, definite confusion right there as Grayson Blakely came over to the sidelines. Like, what's going on here? So okay, let's call the second timeout. Good time to do it.
Remember, coming up after the game, we will announce our LCAP player of the game. So many great ways that Lawrence County Community Action Partnership changing lives in the county and surrounding areas. If you haven't checked out on Facebook, search them, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. They have their own version of a flat Stanley. I forget what the name of him is now, but basically he's on all of the ACTS buses, the transportation buses, visiting different locations, or the ones going down to Pittsburgh every day. Really cool moment to be able to see the kind of how, hey, ACTS is taking you everywhere, and this guy's going along for the ride.
I'm sure there's a watch party going on at the Crane Room right now. You can grab a seat in the bar, dining room, or the loft, or outside in the patio. Plenty of room out there, and you can do the patio today. 50 degrees, it's beautiful outside.
Now, no real score updates, though we will have the 4A championship tonight. Aliquippa trying to do it yet again. 3rd down, Stanley Bunch in the backfield, marked to the left of Matt in the gun.
No wide receivers, though.
Tight formation. Matt will look to run on the left side. He's got the first down. Needed 3, gets inside the 20 to move the chains, and he won't go down either. Rugby Scrum stalls out after a 4-yard pickup.
Again, Mark Stanley throwing his weight around. Created that hole. Matt reads it. First down, Scotties. So far, the offensive line doing a nice job, except on the pass right now, but they're winning the trenches down low when they're running the ball, though. See if they continue to do that.
Some mass subs. They go from the big package back to a 3 or 4 receiver set. You have all 3 tight ends actually coming out, Cartwright, Porter, and Mark Stanley. Back in there, Mike Gunn, as well as Grayson Blakely and Dane Jonke, who had the 2 touchdown receptions last week. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. That's going to be Fisher and Thompson. Now they're going to bring Blakely to the left slot.
Play clock down to 2.
They get the snap off in time. Thomas, another quarterback draw, eludes 1 man in the backfield, now directing traffic, cuts inside, makes a couple of men miss, but then he stood up by Jayon Perry. What a great hit by Perry to limit it to just a 4-yard gain.
How did he get 4 yards, though? He should have been sacked a couple times behind the line of scrimmage, but boy, the elusiveness of Thomas so far. Been playing great here in the first quarter, Braylon Thomas. And again, controlling the clock. Steel High's only run 3 plays here in the first quarter.
Time possession all with the Scotties. We're down to 2:35 remaining in the opening quarter.
Boy, what a great crowd we got here.
twin tight ends are going to go from left to right. That's Fisher and Stanley. They're going to go with a design run. Trying to go to the left, or trying to go to the right, excuse me, is Thomas. His cutback goes nowhere as he's met in the hole by Marquise Beasley.
Unfortunately, Mark Stanley didn't get the block that time, but then 3 other Scotties met him, so not much chance when it's 1-on-4. When you're trying to block 4 guys, no chance. Good read there by the Rollers. Bring up 3rd down and long.
So after the gain of 3, it's a loss of 3. 3rd down and 10 coming. Ball at the 19-yard line. Less than 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Second drive of the game for Union. Thompson in the slot to the left. Jonke, the far receiver, to the left. Gunn in the backfield. Play action to him. Rolling out to his left. Thomas on the run. Has a man open in the flat, and it's going to be a one-handed catch. Almost made, but then Mark Stanley got laid out to dry. Couldn't hold on to it because he was blasted by Angel Luciano.
Yeah, good job by Luciano. He didn't go for that fake, the play action. He stayed right there. Perfect assignment. Level Stanley. That throw was a little high. No chance to really bring it in.
Yeah, there was a defender who was in front. He had to lob it over the top, and it would have been a spectacular catch, but Luciano from the linebacker position, the freshman with the boom. 4th down and 10 now. Union, a couple of drives into the red zone to start this game. Unsuccessful the first time on 4th and long. Can they convert here? Quarterback alone in the backfield was Thomas. He's looking down the field. Throw to the left. It's going to be bobbled and dropped. It would have been enough for a first down, but Maddox Thompson couldn't hold on to it. He found an opening in the middle of the field, Lee, but just couldn't make the catch. It's another turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's just a perfect throw there by Thomas, and unfortunately Thompson tried to turn and run. Forgot the ball.
So another Medor-Bonner-Law change in possession with 1:27 remaining in this first quarter.
They got flexible appointment hours in the Medor-Bonner-Law. They got a team of experienced lawyers and staff always ready to help.
So another long drive for Union results in no points. But again, starting at their own 19-yard line is Steel High. Man in motion, just the 4th play on offense for the Steamrollers. So hand it off, Burnett up the middle. He's stuck immediately. Brennan Porter with a big hit.
That is how you tackle a football player there, James, for sure. Lower the shoulders.
Does Brennan Porter look like a kid who hasn't played since middle school?
Not at all. 6'1", 190, but boy, perfect form right there.
Your 2 middle linebackers, and Porter and Stanley, who have been stalwarts all year long, playing their first year of organized football since middle school. Porter, a 3-sport athlete. 2nd down and 8, as it is still a 2-yard gain on the carry for Burnett. They're going to bring McCraw in motion again. 4 receivers now to the left, no one to the right. For the Rollers. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. High snap, corralled up the middle, and again going nowhere. This time off the edge, it's Jamel Mitchell with the hit after a 1-yard gain.
Mitchell right there. Boy, he read that count. No one blocked him. Easy tackle right there. And
when they go to those 4 receiver sets, Lee, got to keep an eye as well, because usually the inside receiver is an ineligible receiver being covered up. So Union been well versed in figuring that out so far. 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 to go. They gave a gain of 2 on that one.
And Cumberland Valley does not have to run a play here.
Steel High does not have to run a play here at Cumberland Valley.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we got 1 each. And a pistol set on 3rd and 6. Will they snap the football? Yes, they will. They're going to pitch it to the far sideline. Burnett looking for some room, bounces off 1 tackler, and he's going to fight forward, breaks through a couple of tacklers, and he's going to get enough for the first down. Hold the phone, though. This play is coming back. We're going to have a holding call that's going to push the Rollers backwards, and we'll have 1 untimed down here at the end of the first quarter, I believe, after this infraction against Steel High.
So 1 big penalty on each side.
Negating the touchdown for Union and negating a first down for the Steamrollers.
Yeah, and they give the number. Don't usually hear that in high school, that they give the actual player that made the infraction. Nice to have the official being mic'd up here today from Cumberland Valley. So you said, James, 1 untimed down. Bring about 3rd down and about 16.
So with the untimed down, 3rd down and long, they'll snap it. Looking down the far sideline, one-on-one coverage, going up for the jump ball, making a catch, Jayon Perry. Just went up and over Dane Jonke for the catch at midfield. Incredible catch, deep play for a 1st down, and that will be the end of the 1st quarter. We'll wrap up. We'll be back in a moment with quarter 2 here in the state championship game, scoreless between Union and Steel High here at lcsportsnet.com.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Second quarter coming your way. Your second quarter today brought to you by the Union Area Boosters. They got the Night at the Races coming up on February 18th and their annual golf outing at the end of May. We thank the Union Boosters for their continued support of Scotty Athletics, along with the Union Area Education Association as well. A 54-yard... Yeah, they're going to correct that. 54 yards didn't seem quite right, but it was about a 40-some yard completion on 3rd and long, Limon. That has given a 1st down at the 47-yard line for Steel High.
That'd be a 34-yard completion if they were at the 13-yard line, so 37 and 3, about a 40-yard completion.
So their first down of the game for Steelton-Highspire comes on the final play of the quarter. They got 4 receivers to the right, one of them ineligible, being covered up. They're going to go handoff up the middle. Burnett, huge hole, breaks away from one-arm tackler before Mitchell finally drags him down at the 40, down to the 38-yard line, a 9-yard gain, and that's what they do. They spread it out, and if there's room up the middle, they'll hand it off to the big man.
Yeah, 5'10", 180, only a junior, but boy, he's got some hops, doesn't he? Only seen him run twice, but good hard runner. And we saw the arm of Irby in that last throw of the first quarter.
Now he's got 5 or 6 D1 offers for a reason. He's going to bring in man in motion. That's Jayon Perry. He's the lone receiver to the left on 2nd down and 1. Irby awaits the snap, gets it. He'll hand it off to Burnett again. Another big hole. He breaks off one tackler, gets the 1st down. Still fighting forward, down close to the 30-yard line. Give him a pickup of 7 yards.
Yeah, and getting the job done on the line again. There's Andrew Irby, the twin brother.
Andrew Irby with even more offers. He's got 14 on his own.
That's great big block there. They're over 30 years of experience throwing concrete. It's the team of contractors you want laying down the blocks for your home or your office job.
Perry's going to motion into the backfield on 1st and 10 for Steel High, only their 2nd possession of the game. Ball at the 31-yard line. Irby drops back, going to throw to the flat on the far sideline. Caught there by Perry, makes a man miss. He's got the 1st down inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line before Jonke knocks him out of bounds.
Boy, how about the speed, though, there by Jayon Barrett. 6'1", 175, went right past Mike Gunn. Mike Gunn thought he had him, and he just blew right by him.
Yeah, thought he had the angle to the corner, but, man, Perry, quick moves. He's got the ball down to the 16-yard line. The Rollers rolling down the field. They're in the red zone with 10:35 remaining in the 1st half. Tight formation, ball on the right hash. Now they'll bring a man in motion across the formation. Handoff, Burnett trying to come to the near sideline. Now cuts inside, finds some opening before Matt Stanley drags him down at the 10-yard line. Pickup of 6. So we've seen already Union a couple of red zone drives that have gone for naught. Can the Union defense step up now?
Now you can make sure you stop by the Red Zone in Wilmington Road, the Shannock, for all your county sporting apparel needs, sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. Thanks to the Red Zone for all you've done this year.
8th play of the drive that was spurred by the 34-yard completion on 3rd and long.
Yes, circle that.
You got it. 2nd down and 6, ball at the 11-yard line.
It looks like we might get a Ponson Insurance timeout.
And the first one taken here of the 1st half by Steel High with 9:49 remaining.
Let's see if the Union defense can come up big now here. Roller defense come up big twice, and now the Scotty defense is going to have to try to hold here. It's been a great drive. They said Irby leading this team down the field.
Thanks everybody listening, both on our website, lcsportsnet.com, and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We apologize. Audio clipping out a little bit on the Trib site. We're trying to rectify that. Thanks, Josh Roundtree, Chris Lackner, helping us out back at the Trib Live studios back home. Let you take a look at Chris Harlan's work coming up after the game. He'll have the recap article, and hint, you're going to get to hear Mr. Harlan's voice on the halftime show. The only issue is, unfortunately, no Don Rebel here. We wish him best of luck in his recovery after major surgery a couple of weeks ago. Thinking about you, Don. We know you're listening at home, cheering on the Scotties. 9:49 remaining as we get back to the action. 2nd down and 5 coming. Trips left for Steel High. Now they're going to shift everybody from left to right. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. Irby awaiting it, calls out the play. He'll hand it off. Burnett almost didn't get the handoff, and maybe it would have been better if he didn't because Stanley nailed him immediately. No gain. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, that man who almost got the handoff was Caden Fisher instead of Burnett. Caden Fisher in the backfield blew up that play quickly.
3rd down. Yeah, we mentioned it. Union stalled out twice in the red zone here to our left. Can the Union defense now do the same the other way? Down to 9:15 remaining in the first half. Only the 2nd possession of the game for the Steamrollers of Steelton-Highspire. 3rd down and 5 to go. Irby in the gun. Brings Coach Farr in motion. That's he's going to be a blocker now on the left side. Dropping back to pass. Irby throws to the far sideline. Back shoulder throw, and it's going to be knocked away. Good tight coverage from Dane Jonke to knock it away from McCraw, the intended receiver.
Boy, both players fighting for the ball, but good job by Jonke. Didn't let that little push off go, and good throw. Jonke didn't let him come back for the ball. Good position.
Well, he had great coverage on the long completion too. To just somehow Perry was able to high point it just with a couple of inch advantage.
It looks like the Roller's going to go for it.
4th down and 5. Got to watch the hard count here if you're Union. They're going to bring Perry in motion left to right on 4th and 5. Play action. They're going to go on reverse, coming to the near sideline. Trying to get to the corner is McCraw. He's going to get to the edge. It's going to be close, and he's going to be short. Needed to get inside the 6, and they have him marked down right now. Looks like just outside. It's going to be close, Lee.
I say he got it.
Oh, they gave him a great spot.
Yeah, they got it.
They gave him a great spot there, Lee. They marked it inside the 6 instead of outside. He must have landed on a Union defender because at first it looked like he was dragged down at about the 7.
Well, you know they're not going to bring the 6 out, so.
No, they've already moved the chains. There's a 4th down conversion on the 10th play of this drive. It's 1st and goal.
So as Wolfie would say, a little bit of trickeration.
Needed 5. He got about 5.5. 1st and goal. 4 receivers to the right. Gonna bring the man in motion as the tight end coming across. They'll hand it off to Burnett up the middle. Lowers his shoulder, fights forward. It runs into a Stanley Steamer wall after a gain of 1 or 2.
Yeah, Stanley gun. Trying to see who's on the bottom of that pile.
Jamel Mitchell as well.
Yep.
8:10 remaining in the first half. Steel High will have 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. They're up to the line quickly.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that. Burnett just lowered his shoulder and said, bring me down.
5'10", 180-pound junior running back. He runs up the middle again, and he's going to have an avenue into the end zone for the 3-yard touchdown. Steel High strikes first.
Good block there by Tyshawn Ali, a 6'2", 230-pound senior.
Caps off a 12-play scoring drive for Steelton-Highspire. Now on to attempt the extra point will be Judah Hernandez. Jayon Perry will hold. Amari Williams will snap.
Straight on kicker. How about that? Nope.
Oh, there
okay, now he's going to turn.
Actually turns almost a full 360 with the back stretch as he awaits the R. Cunningham Funeral Home extra point. Good snap. It's back. The kick is up, and it is just inside the right upright. 7-0 Rollers leading over Union with 7:53 remaining in the first half. Back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn, Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn, Ohio has you covered.
Your Joseph's Marketplace Drive summary, Lee. It's a pretty one. 12 plays, 81 yards. Takes about 4.5 minutes off of the clock. Actually, make that 5.5 minutes off of the clock. And the big play, though, that 3rd and long, deep in their own territory, the pass to Perry to really extend this drive.
Yeah, Joseph Marketplace is specials daily at the new cafe and bakery.
Short kick taken on a bounce by an up man. That's Grayson Blakely. He gets out past the 40, out to almost the 45-yard line. Good job. Heads up play by the junior to get it out in great field position yet again for the Scotties. They've driven well on their opening drives. A 10-play and an 8-play drive, but have no points to show for it so far, Lee.
Yeah, they've moved the ball well, for sure. Let's see if they can come up with something now.
Union fans, you hear them beneath us? They're trying to get back into their offensive flow and see if they can complete a drive once they get deep into Rollers territory. It all starts with the first play with no one in the backfield, and we're going to have motion up front. A Rollers player jumped, but I don't think he ever entered the neutral zone.
I think Mitchell moved. Yeah, it's going to go on. Yeah, Mitchell's the one that moved for the Union Scotties.
That's not the way to start.
Yeah. It's amazing, James, when one WPL team makes it, all the broadcasters seem to be tuning in. Mr. Randy Gore tuning in and letting us know. Josh Roundtree, letting us know. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here today. You know what word I'm looking for?
The camaraderie.
Camaraderie. There we go.
That's Lee Moan. I'm James Dotson. As Thomas tries to run and tries to bounce outside, but did not have the edge. Eugene Green did, and then thrown to the ground after the play as well. They're going to let that go.
Yeah, that wasn't a push.
Because Eugene literally just let him go, and Thomas, his momentum carried him further back. So a big loss on first down is going to make this even lengthier. 2nd down and 18. Thomas is trying to get to the edge a little bit, maybe too much, Lee, you think?
Yep, I do.
So far, the Rollers have been holding the edge well. Now it's going to be 2nd down and long. 2nd and 18. So we approach the midway point of quarter number 2. Dropping back is Thomas. He's going to throw towards the near sideline. Jump ball is going to be bobbled and almost intercepted. Perry, man, he was playing juggle with that one, and actually kind of ran into his own man. Otherwise, he might be going the other direction.
Yeah, J.M. Perry probably should have came up with that ball. It looked like it was going to be a perfect throw, but Perry came out, put that big paw up, tipped it into the air, but just couldn't bring it down.
So after Maddox Thompson caught the first pass of the game thrown by Thomas, a 24-yard completion on 3rd down, 0 for 5 cents for Braylon.
Yeah, Jalen Perry, the 6'1" junior, he's been a big part of this game early on.
3rd down and long. 3rd and 18 for Union. Ball at their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the right. That's where Thomas rolls. He steps up in the pocket, not a lot of room, and he's going to fight forward. Now he's going to get driven back for a sack. Just no time whatsoever in the middle of that line. It's going to be a 2-yard loss and a 3-and-out for Union.
Yeah, nothing in the middle of the line, and the reason he had to go into the middle of the line because Perry was on the outside, forcing him into the middle. So Perry, again, making his presence felt. So punt team's going to have to come on here for the Scotties.
4th down and the soccer field to go. Eagle View Middle School to go. 4th down and 20 officially. 6:24 remaining here in quarter number 2. Thomas will boot it away. Lone returner is McCraw. He's standing at his own 35-yard line. Thomas, rugby-style punt to the right, and he does get off a low-line drive, bounces at the 45-yard line, and will kind of, how about the backspin on that one? Now it's going to be down by Union at the 42. That's where Steel High will take over 1st and 10 with just over 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
I think Castle Asphalt, they provide commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, or commercial line striping. Visit Asphalt.com for more information and to request a free estimate.
Starting at their own 43, best starting field position of the day here for the Steamrollers. We'll be back in a moment as we have a timeout on the field. You're listening to the Class 1A State Championship game here at lcsportsnet.com.
Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Back here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, with 6:02 remaining in the first half. A 7-0 lead for Steelton-Highspire, and they're going to get their third possession with their best field position at their own 43-yard line. Your second quarter brought to you by the Union Boosters and the Union baseball team. Coach Sanders and the entire Union baseball staff wish good luck from one WPIL squad to another. And again, we want to remind you about the night of the races for the Union Boosters coming up at the Crane Room on February 18th. Lee Moan behind me, I'm James Dotson.
Yeah, we have a man with the red hat instead of the orange coat out onto the field.
Yeah, during our media timeout as they finish it up. The first media timeout in the first quarter only went for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
This one's gone for 2 minutes. Trying to figure out who will be our first state champion crowned at Cumberland Valley ever. Pistol look, two receivers stacked just inside the boundary on the top of the formation. Handoff up the middle, Burnett, and he's going to go forward for a huge gain of about 6 or 7 yards. And that play all began with the huge block. Andrew Irby pancakes someone about 7 yards down the field.
Yeah, you noticed the same thing I did, and we get a quick snap here again.
Yeah, they're going to go with tempo here, and they're just going to try to run quickly. Actually, I don't think they ever got set on this play.
Yep.
But look at that, though.
A little bit too quickly.
On that play, Lee, they ran play action, and they had no one up top trying to cover a receiver on the top of the formation.
Yeah, Daquan McCraw pleading his case. I think he was the one that maybe didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they just never even got set to begin that play. So they'll go back and be 2nd down and 9. Asa Kochvar was the intended target on that. Defensive line, Jamel Mitchell, Mark Stanley, Antonio Perez. The linebackers, Brendan Porter, Matt Stanley, Caden Fisher, and Maddox Thompson. You've seen Jonke and Booker in coverage on the secondary with Mike Gunn and Grayson Blakely. Man in motion across the formation on 2nd down and 9. That's Perry. He's one of the 2 receivers on the left. They're going to go handoff Burnett. Not much room, but he does fall forward. Positive plays every time he gets a carry. Only one here. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, but Matt Stanley was in the backfield right there to bring him down. Even though he did fall forward, but good job, Matt Stanley, getting in that backfield. So big play here.
Speaking of Stanley, want to give a shout out to Coach Mark Stanley. His Scotties will be taking the court on Sunday at Newcastle.
Sometime, huh?
Yeah, it's a.
Had to cancel a few.
Yeah, they did have to cancel a few, but they will have a. The girls are playing. I think I forget who the girls are playing. The boys are playing Fairview right after. Throw to the far sideline, caught right at the sticks. 1st down. McCraw just stopped at a dime right at the sticks. And took the soft coverage and got enough to move the chains.
Yeah, Jonke was probably 8 yards off him and thinking he was going to break, but he just put on, like you said, stopped on a dime. Good read there by Irby. Get the 1st down.
Paul at the 42-yard line. Quickly to the line again are the Rollers. They're going to go pitch to the near side for Burnett. Has a big hole on the left edge, but it closes in a hurry. Still fights forward for a nice gain. Flag thrown there in the middle of the tackle as well.
Late flag.
They're going to move the flag back. I think this one is coming back here, Lee. Reason why there was a Mack truck-sized hole on the left side of the line.
It's a late flag, though. I mean, the whistle almost blew before that flag came in. Yeah, Union Scotty basketball team going to be very, very good again this year, for sure.
All 5 starters back from their WPIAL runner-up team from a year ago. How about that? The Union basketball team back in March makes the WPIAL championship game. The baseball team in June wins their 2nd straight championship game. And now football wins their first outright WPIAL championship what a year it has been in 2022 for the U.
It's been fun.
4 receivers to the right. Again, the inside receiver ineligible. They're going to bring Coach Farr back in as a tight end. He's going to go to the left of the formation on second down and 17. Or check out first down and 17, excuse me. Handoff, Burnett, not much room. He's going to get stuffed in the backfield. Grayson Blakely there first to make the hit. Helped out by Mark Stanley for a loss of 1.
Yeah, also Dane Jonke in the backfield also, so good job. Wait, need to stop here. You got plenty of time. You still got timeouts. Still got 1 timeout left here in this first half. Clock just under 4 minutes.
Yeah, generous spot. They gave him back to the line of scrimmage there, lead. Nonetheless, second down and 18 to go. 3:45 remaining in the first half. 7-0 Steel High. Coach Farr will be the H-back. Pistol set, play action, going to throw toward the near sideline. It's going to be bobbled, and he's going to fall to the ground. Blakely was ready to make the tackle. If he had seen the pass coming, Lee, he could have been off to the races the other way because it went right through McCraw's hands.
Lucky break there for the Scotties, for sure. Play was well set up, but unfortunately he forgot the ball.
And Blakely, if he's doing his job going to make the tackle, if he's not doing his job, he's probably in the end zone for Union. As crazy as that sounds. Third down and long, ball right at midfield. Steel High needs to get to the 32-yard line to move the chains. Blitz coming from the outside. Fisher's going to chase him down. He's going to get him by the shoulder, and he is sacked back at the 38-yard line. 12-yard sack by Caden Fisher to start it. You all take your pick. That was a meeting at the quarterback, Lee.
Yeah, Fisher was the first one, though. Boy, he just shot out of there like a cannon right there, right on that right side. Unblocked. They tried to block him, couldn't do it. He went right to the quarterback, so big stop there. Should get good field position here. Should get the ball back with just under about 2.5 to go or so.
4th down on the highway to go. 4th down and 30 officially as Gunn and Thomas stand at about their own 25-yard line awaiting this punt from Jayon Perry. He gets the snap, gets the punt off. It's a high end-over-end kick, and it's a good one. It's going to backpedal Thomas all the way back to the 21-yard line. Great punt. That's probably about 40 yards at least.
41 yards, no return. How about that?
Yeah, good hang time.
Well, there's kicking with the wind, too, so that helped out also.
With 2:41 remaining here in the first half. I'll give you a shout-out to our friends at Maley Chiropractic. Coming up after the game, we'll have our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. We thank them for all they do. Remind you, if you need any chiropractic need, whether it's from all these times on the bleacher or, you know, a 4-hour trip in the car, check them out, Maley Chiropractic. Visit them on Facebook and stop by their office. Get adjusted before the holidays.
They're still not going to crack my neck, though.
Matt Stanley will go counter, coming to the near sideline, but holding the edge perfectly on the defense was the outside linebacker, Luciano. The freshman has played well defensively. That's a loss of 2.
Yeah, nowhere for Stanley to go there. As you said, Luciano just held his ground. Boy, lost the yard.
2nd down and 12, we'll call it. I'm saying a loss of 2. Thomas will go back in there. Union had a couple of great drives to begin the game, Lee. A 12-play drive and a 8-play drive. Both got into the red zone, but neither able to get it into the end zone. They'll go 2 receivers each way, ball on the right hash. Gunn going in motion to the left flat. That's where Thomas looks, pump fakes, and now he's going to go on the quarterback draw. Makes one man miss, makes another man miss. Out to the 30, he's gone. 35, one man to beat. He's going to get dragged down right at midfield. I thought McCraw, he was going to get it. Ball came out at the end of the play. Steamrollers said they have it. McCraw just spiked the football after the play. No whistle on that.
No, referee came in and said he was down for sure. The outside official came in. No way, that's a fumble. So a great run there by Thomas. Good scrambling ability. It looks like he's going to be sacked. Broke back into the middle of the field. Big run there for Thomas. You still got 1:50 to go here in the first half. You still have a timeout to work with.
McCraw's lucky he didn't get called for unsportsmanlike conduct for spiking the football in frustration after the play. 34-yard carry, though, for Braylon Thomas, and maybe that's what they need. Spread it more and try to look to run up the middle, Lee. Down to 1:30 remaining. Your 2-minute drill brought to you by Jefferson Poultry. Again, rolling out, and Thomas will go up the middle. He again makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. And across the 35 to the 30, down the far sideline. One man to beat, dragged down at the 5. After a long gain, actually they're going to say he stepped back at the 13-yard line is where he stepped out of bounds, but a 34-yard run and a 33-yard run gets the Scotties in the red zone.
Yeah, Spirit Sales can help raise big money for your organization. You can fill out a form. The red zone does the rest. You can visit them online. Score big at the red zone. It's a great drive here. See if the Scotties can answer here then this half.
They still have one timeout remaining. Ball at the 13-yard line with 1:18 remaining. Confirmation from Heather Walzer down on the field, 1,000% that Thomas was down on that previous play where the Steamrollers thought they had a turnover. She's got the video evidence. She's got something for your wall as well. Stanley will be in the gun. They're going to go handoff to Mike Gunn up the middle. He's going to get hit near the line of scrimmage but falls forward. Amari Williams will get the tackle, but Gunn, his first carry for 4 yards. First carry of the day.
Yeah, and Union's going to call the Pawnson Insurance timeout right now.
With 1:06 remaining, they want to talk through the next couple of plays, just like you get when you go to Pawnson Insurance. They'll talk through all the options, whether you're with Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto insurance, get your best rate with a local insurer at Pontius Insurance. 1:06 remaining in the first half, Lee. It's a 7-0 Steamrollers advantage, but a couple of long runs for Braylon Thomas really sparking things.
Sorry, somebody's calling me on the phone, and I don't know who the heck it is, so we're just going from there.
Hey, Lee is busy, guys.
Yeah. I mean,
call him in a couple of hours.
And it's a spam call, too. You know, I keep on hitting ignore, and they keep on trying.
Coming up at the half, we will have our Castle Asphalt halftime show, by the way. Anything you need for commercial site work or line striping, visit them online at castleasphalt.com. We'll get a little taste of the Steamroller Marching Band, the Union Marching Band doing their halftime show during the pregame. Ball at the 9-yard line. Union will have 2nd down and 4. They are now out of timeouts, however, so keep your eye on that with 1:06 remaining in the first half. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 tight ends in there, 1 on each side. Empty backfield. Now both tight ends going to the right. Ball on the left hash for Thomas in the gun. He's going to roll out to his right. Looking back. Now throws over the middle of the field. It's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Undercutting the route was DeCraw McCraw. Actually, check that. It's number 5, Bam Appleby. The senior from Middletown High School gets a Steelton-Highspire interception in the red zone.
Perfect read there. It looked like he was open, but with good job there by Appleby to go right in front of him, bobbled a little bit, thought maybe he might drop it, but did not. So the turnover by the Scotties, and the Roller defense comes up big again.
Levy was looking for Maddox Thompson in the back of the end zone. Throw maybe slightly behind him over the middle there, Lee. Maybe just slightly. So 2 turnovers on downs, and now a Medora Bonner Law interception in the end zone. Union 3 red zone possessions with nothing to show for it. And now still with 59 seconds remaining, Steel High wants to see if they can break off a big play. And right up the middle, Burnett, he's going to try to do it right on one big play. He's got the 1st down and more out to the 35, down to the 38-yard line. Move the chain, stop the clock.
Boy, is he a hard runner. I said they still got 2 timeouts too, James, so you still got a chance.
And he's got pretty much fresh legs because he missed a lot of time during the regular season due to injury, averaging just shy of 200 rushing yards per game in the playoffs, in the state playoffs, that is. Going to fake to him here on 1st down. Throw to the far sideline. Going to be caught there by McCraw. He's going to step out of bounds. Check that. I believe that's Perry on the far sideline with the catch. Jayon Perry, 10 yards out of bounds, 1st down. His 3rd catch.
Yeah, and Jonke got to be very, very careful with the speed of Perry.
Yeah, bend, don't break. 34 seconds left now as Irby drops back. He's going to roll out to his left. Going to throw on the run. It's going to be bobbled and dropped by McCraw.
Flag at the 50.
And this one might push the Steamrollers back with 27 seconds remaining. Good throw on the run from Irby.
Yeah.
It's a little too hot to handle. Ineligible man downfield is going to be the call against the Rollers.
Yeah, Maddox Thompson, he didn't know if he was going to rush or drop back as Irby was coming his way, and he decided to drop back a little bit and made it a little bit tougher throw.
So Union will push him back. 5th penalty of the first half.
Clock down to 27 seconds, James.
And it's going to roll after this penalty is assessed, correct?
No, it will stop.
Yeah, it was stopped on that previous play. So 27 seconds remaining. Pistol formation. Dropping back. Irby throws to the near sideline. It's going to be high, and it's going to be bobbled and caught. Somehow able to come up with Jayon Perry. Cuts inside. He's going to get the first down, and now Weiser gets out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Booker looked like it could have stepped in front and picked it. It bobbles right into the hands of Perry.
Yeah, Booker unable to knock that ball down, unfortunately, and it looks like Steel High should take the timeout now.
Now they stepped out of bounds. They don't need to. 18 seconds remaining. The ball's now at the 36-yard line of Union. Steel High trying to go 2 for 1, similar to what Union did last week against Port Allegheny. One receiver each way. Irby has Burnett to his left and still a couple of timeouts remaining. Drops back, looking to his right. Now he's going to roll that way against the grain. Irby turns, fires, and it's going to be deflected as it goes out of bounds. I believe at the last second it was Antonio Perez who got a fingernail on it.
Yeah, I believe that was for Perez's. Irby tried to fire one in there, but Perez, he said, got that hand on it. Ball tips into the air, but it goes out of bounds.
10 seconds remaining, still with 2 timeouts, so the Steamrollers can use the entire field and just call timeout after this play. Ball at the 36-yard line.
Irby's definitely got the arm strength to get it to the end zone. And the Rollers got some good athletes for a jump ball.
We already saw one good jump ball caught by Jayon Perry, he's approaching 1,000 receiving yards on the year now. Burnett goes in motion out of the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Throw over the middle. Had Coach Farr open, but he didn't get the head turned around in time. Incomplete pass with 7 seconds left. Third down coming up.
Not on the same page there.
Union brought the house, didn't they?
Coach Farr was there. Blakely was about 5 steps behind him, but if Coach Farr catches that in running stride, he's going to blow right past them for a touchdown.
Third down and 10. Good read by Irby, really, to see the blitz coming and find the open man quickly. So now it's third down and 10. Still 7 seconds remaining, so if it's a quick play, they could get one more off, but this could be a pass to the end zone. They're going to pitch it quickly. Burnett has some room in front of him. Going to roll, go left. He's going to try to go, and he's going to run out of time with time running out at the end of the first half.
That's maybe not.
They're going to see. I mean, there was probably 1 second when the knee hit Lee, but they always.
Coach Irby was running down that sideline to that official.
And time is out. They will give the extended time. The officials will confer, but that is the end of the first half.
I'm not sold yet. Officials still talking about it.
Oh, they're going to have to get Union back out of the locker room because they're already in the locker room.
And
Coach Irby is fired up.
And I have to agree with him. I mean, I really think they should have at least one more play. I mean, it'll still be 25 yards out, but still, I mean, he was running down to that near official, and he went back to the closest official right now.
It's like the play clock, though, Lee. Once the play ends, then you have to go and look at the clock, and in that time, a split second does go off, and by the time that happens, it's 0. That's what the officials are seeing, and that's why we're at the end of the first half.
And there's no video replay in the state of Pennsylvania, unlike Ohio.
So at the end of the first half, it's a 7-0 lead for Steelton-Highspire over the Union Scotties. We're going to take a timeout, be back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
It's your Castle Asphalt halftime show here at lcsportsnet.com. Alongside Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson. It's a 7-0 lead for the Steel High Steamrollers over the Union Scotties at the halftime break, Lee, and we'll get you some full stats here in a moment on our Castle Asphalt halftime show, but just down the stretch, a good try on the 2-minute drill, again brought to you by Jefferson Poultry, but in the end, they just could not get down in time. Burnett maybe trying a little too hard to get those last couple of yards.
Well, you can't blame them, though. I mean, you're as a runner, I mean that's just instinct, James. You know, you want to take it and you want to try to get as many yards as you can. So can't really fault him, but I understand what you're saying. If they do get that knee, because he had the first down, if he just stops, get the first down, you do get one more play and get that timeout. But unfortunately, you know, he kept chugging along, and you know, the hard running that he's been doing all game, you know, unfortunately went an extra yard too long, and unfortunately could not get the timeout. Good break for the Scotties, so they only trail 7-0 here at halftime.
The Union Scotties have had 4 possessions in the game. 3 of them have made it into the red zone, but no points on the board. You hope that doesn't come back to bite them here in the second half, Lee. Just talk a little bit in general about what has and what hasn't worked for Union offensively.
Scotty, I mean, they've not had a lot of time to pass the ball here today, and then you could see the athletic ability of the defensive backs, James, for sure. I mean, they've been just playing great here today. The speed that they have right now has been causing some problems for the Union receivers. So Thomas doing a nice job on the running the ball. I mean, he's using his athletic ability, trying to find some creases. Almost was able to get into the end zone. But unfortunately could not get in the end zone not once but twice. So Roller defense really playing well here. I mean, the bending and not breaking, as you like to say, but Scotties need to find a way to try to get those receivers open here in the second half.
Receivers have been open on the Steel High side, with Alex Irby going 6 of 10, passing for 105 yards. 4 receptions by Jayon Perry, 2 by Daquan McCraw. Perry with 4 catches for 86 yards, a couple of fantastic catches. Their running back, Ronald Burnett, with 63 yards and the only touchdown of this game for the Scotties. Braylon Thomas, 101 yards on the ground, most coming on that final drive, a 33 and 34-yard gain. Maddox Thompson has caught the only pass of the game, though, from Thomas, with a 1 catch for 23 yards. Since then, Thomas 0 for 6 with the interception in the end zone, and that's the big one there at the end of the first half. Union drives down nicely. Looked like he had a man open in the back of the end zone, but a great job to step in front of it by Appleby to get the turnover.
Yeah, I really don't think that throw was behind him. I think it was right on. I think it was just a great play by Appleby. I mean, just the speed. I mean, he broke on the ball very, very quickly, and he stepped right in front.
It's halftime here at the Chapman Field, Cumberland Valley High School. Yeah, it's still not it's not as sweet as Hershey.
No.
Pun intended. But it is still awesome to be here for a state championship game.
Field named after Harry Chapman. He was a football coach here. Most career wins here at Cumberland Valley, coached in the 70s and the 80s, and that's why they named the field after him. Just a great facility here at Cumberland Valley.
8 first downs for the Rollers versus 6 for Union. Union was converting on 3 of their first 4 third down attempts, by the way, as well. Steel High with a 3 of 6 mark as well, actually, on the other side in that first half. But I think, honestly, the play of the game right now, besides the long pass on that 3rd and long, it has to be the 4th down conversion that the Steamrollers were able to convert, and then 2 plays later punching in the end zone. That's the only touchdown of this game.
Yeah, the third down conversion at the end of the first quarter was just huge, but for sure. Give you Steel High credit. I mean, they converted, and one long drive so far, so good for them.
We have a couple of shout-outs that we need to give here at the halftime break. First, I want to give a shout-out to our family back in Lawrence County, to Matthew Iannilli, the star running back for the Lancers, also a stalwart on the Neshannock hockey team. He was seriously injured in a hunting accident earlier this week. Thoughts and prayers going out to them. Check out our Twitter page, where we have tweeted out some information from Coach Mazzocco of the Lancers regarding ways that you can help out with the Iannilli family in this time of need with a serious injury for the senior running back. Again, our thoughts and prayers with Matthew Iannilli and his entire family, not entire Lancer family that has, man, they've had a bit of a rough year.
Rough go, yeah.
To say the very least. But the other one we need to give a shout out to our friends in Beaver County with the passing of a legend in Bob Barrickman of 40-plus years as a broadcaster on WBVP and Beaver County Radio. Passed away earlier this week. He was missed at Acrisure for the championships, and when you didn't see him there, you knew that there was something not right, and unfortunately taken from us here earlier this week.
Yeah, as Mark Schoss was known as Mr. Lawrence County, Bob Barrickman known as Mr. Beaver County. I didn't realize he broadcast 3 Super Bowls when I was reading that.
Oh, wow.
So I did not know that about Bob. So just a love for high school football, a love for the kids in Beaver County. And one of the best compliments you could give him is when you tuned into a Beaver County versus Beaver County school or anything, you didn't know who the home team was, because he was fair the whole way around. For all his broadcasts, he was just a legend and such a nice guy. You know, you can always hear him on Friday night with Don Rebel. You know, you could definitely calling in for an Aliquippa score, Beaver Falls, whatever, to hear that recap. He's going to be sorely missed for sure.
Yeah, we would have likely been seeing him here tonight for sure as well. And 5 minutes remaining here before we get ready for the second half. Some music in the background from the Steamroller Marching Band. I'm James Dotson alongside Mr. Lee Moan, and we're going to have a special guest come and join us here as he gets the headset turned on. We have Trib Live's Chris Harlan coming on the mic as he's providing us all the stats and info. Chris, first off, welcome to Cumberland Valley, and welcome to the LC SportsNet airways. How about that?
Thanks for having me on. This is nice. I like it.
I mean, a Lawrence County native yourself, so we got to get some more county blood on here, right?
I'm a Newcastle alumni, no doubt.
So is it Kane or is it Canes?
It's an S. It's an S.
We're not going to go into that wonderful debate. Chris, give us just a little preview, maybe briefly, on some of the games that you're going to get a chance to see with 4 WPIL and 1 Pittsburgh City League team being represented here in the 6 championship games this weekend. We're going to see some great action, I think, all week.
It is. I think that's an amazing showing this week, really, from the WPL to get 5 out here. And so many different storylines, like you said. I mean, you get a Union team that's never been here before. You got an Aliquippa team, tonight who was just here last year. And I think it's funny how different it is for the Aliquippa team. A year ago, I think people were saying, how can this small school team actually do this? How amazing this is. That's not even a question anymore.
No.
I mean, now they're defending champs. They're coming back, and it's a rematch in that game with Bishop McDevitt. So I think, to me, that's an interesting one. And then you got the Westinghouse story. I mean, what a motivational, inspirational story out of the City League. It's been 25 years since they've done anything like this. Back when the Perry teams were winning. And to have a Westinghouse team get here and you saw the whole city. I was at their game last week and just see everyone from Homewood and everything from the city just coming out to support them was really impressive.
And I can't think of a defense that I've seen. Maybe the Steel Valley team of the Paris Ford year, 2016. Other than that, I can't think of a team with a more dominating, suffocating defense than what you've seen from Westinghouse. Steel Valley's only touchdown last week was on a fumble, at the 5-yard line of Westinghouse. The house has been incredible.
Yeah, I covered them when they played Farrell a couple weeks ago, and the Farrell coach said it right after that game. He said, "Hey, these are going to be the state champions." He said that then because of that defense, the trouble they caused up front, and he predicted it then. He said they're going to go beat Steel Valley, and then they're going to beat Southern Columbia. He said because even at that point we all knew Southern Columbia was going to be here again, even though they were a dark horse coming out of their league and their district. You just know they get here every year. So that was going to be that. But what a matchup, though. I mean, really between a team in Southern Columbia that's here every year and a Westinghouse team that's never been here. Those are the fun matchups. And you got Bell Vernon in the 3A game. And you got Pine Richland in the 5A game.
And those are against Newman Goretti and Imhotep Charter, 2 teams that you hear over and over and over again coming out of the Philadelphia League.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some good crowds this week, too. I mean, this single A crowd, I was talking to some of the PIAA folks beforehand. I mean, this is really, the single A usually is a small crowd of the week. But you've really got the perfect storm here for them. You've got a small public school from just up the road in Steelton-Highspire that brought a good crowd. You've got a Union team that hasn't done this before, and they brought everybody out today. So they're happy about that. I think they're probably going to see that from some of these others. Westinghouse is going to bring a lot. Bell Vernon's going to bring a lot. So for them, they're pretty happy that this you talk about the stadium. This isn't Hershey Park Stadium. I think that's the first thing.
Right.
And they said, hey, we're not drawing the crowds that you need a place like Hershey Park Stadium for. But I think they're going to fill this place up here for some of these games this weekend.
And we were talking, it is a spectacular stadium, spectacular venue. No, you don't have the attraction of Hershey Park literally right there for people to attend before or after their game. But just the fact that you have an 8,000-plus seat stadium that you can really pack in a great number of fans. You're not going to get the 10,000-seat crowds like you did back in the 50s and 60s.
Right. As long as we can get a roller coaster in the background, that's what I want.
Well, you got some rollers on the far sideline. Does that count?
Is that too much to ask? See if Cumberland Valley can just build a roller coaster.
We'll talk to everybody here.
Something to look at in between games.
We'll talk to everybody here at the home of the Eagles for that one. Chris,
nice venue. It is.
It's been great here, and we thank Chris Harlan. We get to hear him all the time for the Trib Live halftime show. It always seemed fitting to bring him on here for our Castle Asphalt halftime show. Real quick, Chris, I want to ask you, from what you've seen in this first half from Union and from Steelton-Highspire, what do you want to see from the Scotties differently in this second half? I mean, they've kept it to a one-score game at 7-0.
They've just got to capitalize on their chances. I mean, you go to the locker room, and they have to feel like they played a good first half. But the frustrating is when you look up and you see the 0 on the scoreboard. They got down to the 15, the 19, and the 9, and you come away with no points on those 3 drives. You just got to punch those in. I mean, that's it. You punch in one of those at 7-7. You put 2 in, it's 14-7. It's a whole different feeling. But none of those get in. You're 7-0. You got to have to hope you get some more of those chances in the second half.
Well, we hope so. We thank Chris Harlan for joining us, and make sure you check out his recap article at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Chris. And what we're going to do, we're going to step aside real quick. We'll be back with the second half when we return here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Digital learning environment designed to help pre-K and kindergarten teachers extend their reach to nurture whole child growth while building essential skills for school success. In just 30 minutes of independent playtime per week in school or at home, Ignite by Hatch boosts learning across 7 domains aligned to both state and national standards. Ignite's whole child approach is particularly critical this year as programs address both social-emotional development and learning gaps created due to the global pandemic. Honoring the power of homeschool partnerships, Ignite's parent dashboard and family experiences ensure children have access to learning no matter the environment. With an intuitive design and straightforward implementation, Ignite powerfully extends teachers' reach and impact, boosting children's learning all year long.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9 ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Second half about to get underway here from the Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley High School as we are here for the Class 1A championship game. Union trailing Steel High by a score of 7-0, and Lee Moan just heard his voice for the Red Zone, and Union's seen plenty of the Red Zone, just unfortunately not enough of the end zone here today.
Yeah, unfortunately the wrong Red Zone. I guess they've been down the Wilmington Road a lot. They get in those shirts that they've had printed up, but unfortunately, they get into the Red Zone and unable to capitalize. It's been definitely the story of the first half. They've had three drives in there, but just can't come up with points. So let's see if they can, able to convert here. The good thing is, that they haven't really, other than the turnover on downs, both teams have been playing mistake-free so far. Haven't had that real turnover other than the turnover on downs here today. So give credit to both teams there. So Steel High is going to get the ball back to start the second half, so it could be a huge thing here to see if Union can be able to hold them here in the second half. Hopefully get that passing game going somehow, some way here today, because they're going to need it. Braylon Tallman's just outstanding. He's doing it all, but they're going to need somebody else to step up here to try to get some points on the board here.
And it will be Steel High who will receive the second half kickoff as well here, Lee. Alex Irby, 6 of 10, throwing the football in the first half for just over 100 yards. He's thrown for 3,000 in his career, but in all honesty, it's the running game that has been most effective. Only 65 yards for Burnett. It feels like a lot more than that.
It sure does, doesn't it? But he is such a hard runner. He's a good one. He's a very talented Steel High team. Look at Steel High. They're expecting an onside kick here. They got 9 guys up within 10 yards of the ball.
We've seen a lot of squib kicks from Braylon Thomas. He'll be kicking it left to right. Steel High going right to left as you listen here at lcsportsnet.com. And it is going to be a squib. It's going to bounce at the 40, bounce all the way to the 32-yard line where it's picked up by McCraw. He's going to try to go quickly up the far sideline and gets out to the 45-yard line. So good starting field position for the Rollers to begin their second half. They'll bring out Alex Irby again with just over 100 yards passing in the first half. Ronald Burnett, 13 carries, 65 yards, and our only touchdown of the game. Gian Perry, Daquan McCraw, each with 10 receptions last week. They got 6 today. Asa Kochvar is the tight end. And you'll see Eugene Green, Tayshawn Holland-Ali, Devin Reed, Andrew Irby, and Amari Williams on that O-line. They're going to go pistol set and hand off to Burnett up the middle. Fights towards the outside. Still dragging tacklers to about the 49-yard line. Pick up the 4 yards on first down.
And by the way, our still running with 6 officials. The 7th official went down the second play of the game, so they have been running with 6 officials here today.
And all they've done is just bring the back judge up as an extra side judge, basically, deep on the sideline.
They're used to running 6 officials during the year, so.
Another handoff up the middle, this time fighting across midfield before Porter makes the tackle. Another gain of 4 yards. Porter, how many tackles does he have at this point?
I'm going to say at least 8.
And now a whistle, though, with a player down at the end of the play.
That's Burnett.
Ronald Burnett rolls over. He's laying on his back right in the middle of the CV logo here at midfield. Again, he missed time early in the year with an injury. Fresh legs in the postseason. That's his 15th carry of the afternoon, Lee. And
he got hit high and got hit low. So I mean, he got hit both ways there. So
while we have a moment, remind you that this third quarter is brought to you today by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, located on State Street in Union Township. Come out for their Steelers get-togethers, their Steelers parties on Sundays. And how about the shout-out to the watch party that I know is out there today. Give a big holler there from Parkstown Lounge. We thank you for your support of Union Scotties. I'm glad you can have it live here at lcsportsnet.com.
Yeah, Burnett's going to walk off a little bit of a limp, but you'll see him back.
So now you're going to see Jayon Perry go back into the backfield. He has 400 rushing yards on the season and 9 rushing touchdowns. He's kind of been a change of pace back, going more to the receiver role with Rel Caesar being out with the suspension. So he now sets up as the lone back in the pistol formation behind Irby here on 3rd and 3. First drive of the second half. He'll get the carry up the middle, follows his blockers, and fights forward for a big 3rd down conversion.
Now it was all offensive line that time. Andrew Irby just getting the job done. I mean, boy, he pushed his man back 5 yards.
Irby's got Division I offers, but it's not MAC schools. He's got Maryland, Rutgers, West Virginia's offered him as well. They got the sticks at the wrong spot here, Lee. You notice that?
Sure do. They're 1 yard.
So it's first down and 11 where they have him marked right now.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And see if they try to get that fixed or not as they go sweep to the near sideline with Daquan, and it's going nowhere. McCraw's actually going to lose 3 or 4 yards.
No, they did not fix the sticks. A great pursuit there by the Scotties.
They did. They told them to move back a yard.
There we go.
They got it.
Good.
So McCraw with a loss of 2 on first down. It's been all run game here to start the second half for the Steamrollers. 10-15 remaining in quarter number 3. It's a 7-0 Steel High lead over Union. Nolan's got the receiver to the top of the formation. Now they finally get someone out there. They're going to pitch to the right side. Burnett back in the play, but he gets drilled from behind by Mitchell. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd down and long coming. We'll call it 3rd down and 12.
Well, you mentioned Porter. How about Mitchell? He's having himself a game, too. Jamal Mitchell, the 6'2", 200-pound sophomore.
No gain. Mitchell coming off the edge, the sophomore on the defensive line.
This is a huge right now. Need a stop.
And a whistle, and I think we may have motion along the offensive line. I push back Steel High even further. How about Jamel Mitchell, though? I want to give a shout-out to the 2 sophomores that have played a lot throughout the course of the year, Jamel Mitchell and Maddox Thompson. So last year, as freshmen, both listed at probably 130, 140 pounds, had to move to offensive line out of necessity due to injury. They get their feet wet very early last year. Mitchell actually becomes a full-time lineman this year, playing both ways, and he's been a force to be reckoned with here in the postseason.
Yeah, Steel High actually lined up off sides.
So offensive offsides is the call. 3rd down and long. Call it 3rd and 17. 3 receiver set. Blitz coming. They're going to throw over the middle. It's going to be caught by Perry at the 45-yard line. Makes a man miss in Stanley. Then he's going to be dragged down from behind by Booker at the 36-yard line. So good gain. Needed 17. He got 14.
Yeah, they're going to give him the 37. So they're saying he came down a little bit shorter. It's going to be 4th and 3 now.
Very manageable 4th down here, though, coming up for the Steamrollers. 4th and 3
I like the call.
Yeah, they will go for it in plus territory. Big play here, 4th down and 3.
Don't jump.
They now look to the sideline, check for the play, trying to hard count again. Coach Farr coming in motion across the formation. They're going to hand it off. Burnett up the middle. He's stuffed! He is hit and driven backwards right on cue, my man.
Jamal Mitchell. What a play there by Mitchell. No chance whatsoever.
Maybe that's the spark that the Scotties need with 8:38 remaining. A Medor Bonner Law turnover on downs.
There's a nomination for Maley Chiropractic play of the game right there.
So now, can Union offense get it going? They've been going strong. Can they capitalize and finally punch one into the end zone? 3 of their 4 possessions have gotten inside the 20-yard line. Thomas will be in the gun. He's got Mike Gunn to his left. Quarterback draw, Bates to the outside. He's got room. He's to the 40. He's to the 45, and he's going to be dragged down by the horse collar. No flag on the play. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
I think Amari Williams did a nice job.
Did he let go?
Yeah, he grabbed the shoulders, but he did let go.
You can grab as long as you don't drag him down by it. So good job by the official on the far side. You had a better look at that than I did.
Had the binoculars right on us. That's why. So it's a good no call there.
2nd down and 1 to go. Ball at the 44 or 46-yard line of Union with Stanley in the gun.
Yeah, Matt Stanley now.
3 tight end set here for Union as well. Mark will be the lead blocker from the backfield, and Stanley's going to get stuffed right near the line of scrimmage, but it looks like he'll have enough for the first down. Just needed 1.
They'll give him the first down.
6 carry for only 15 yards for Stanley, but that's what he does, is he goes and he gets some of those little yards in the middle, but then all of a sudden you start to over-pursue, and he runs on the outside, and that's where he got his 32-yard touchdown last week.
I'm amazed. That looked really close from up here, but referees don't. They just signal first down.
And they're a little closer than we are.
Just a tad.
7-0 Steamrollers. Down to 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Again, your 3rd quarter brought to you by the Bardash family and Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, owners for nearly 40 years. We want to thank them. And DJ Tommy Tones, thank all of them for your continued patronage as they're going to go Wildcat handoff from Gunn to Thomas. Thomas throws to the near sideline. Diving catch made by Maddox Thompson. A little trickeration. Only goes for a 5-yard gain, but just a little bit of eye candy for Steel High to have to deal with.
I thank Castle Asphalt. They've been in the paving construction business for 15 years, using top-of-the-line equipment and resources to guarantee that your job is done correctly and efficiently. Innovative methods combined with years of experience.
Thanks our friends at Castle Asphalt. Thanks again for excuse me. Thanks again for Chris Harlan to join us on that Castle Asphalt halftime show.
Yeah, he has a long weekend.
He was at Mechanicsburg yesterday. Didn't get a chance to ask him about the fun stuff discussed there.
Well, that's good.
2 tight ends set. Rolling to his left is Thomas on 2nd down and 7. Looks for a hole up the field. Doesn't find much of one. Actually, he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the carry. We'll make this a 3rd down and probably about 7 to go.
Good job, Marquise Beasley, 5'10", 205-pound senior, fighting off at the block, and was able to get Thomas and bring him down short.
Ball right at midfield. 6:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 7. Thomas looks like he's favoring that left arm right now, Lee. Did you see that?
Did not, but we will see. There's no way you're pulling him out of the game.
Well, he's going to line up at wide receiver, actually. It's going to be Gunn in the gun. Wildcat with 6:20 remaining. 5 on the play clock. They'll bring Thomas in motion. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to look to throw again. Now he scrambles, runs up the middle. He's going to get dragged down, but still fighting forward. He's actually going to be lifted up in the air and then falls back forward for a 3-yard gain. And maybe lucky that he had a teammate there to stop him from getting slammed down, because
that was Eugene Green.
Yeah,
he picked him up in the air.
I mean, if he had super slammed, you probably would have had a 15-yard penalty against the Steamrollers. So maybe lucky on the roller side.
Now, interesting decision. Union looks like they might go for it here in 4th down and about 5.
At least you'll see maybe a hard count being 4th down and 5, but it is the offense out there. They're going to go unbalanced line to the left here with 3 tight ends set. Thomas in the gun. Mark Stanley to his left. Only 1 receiver. It's Thompson. Going to his left, throw over the middle, has a man open, it's going to be deflected and caught. Caught by Jonke, and he's going to get enough for the first down. The tight end slipped out behind the linebackers, Good job coming back. Somebody got a deflection on it, Lee, but good job to stay with it by Jonke.
And who got deflection? That was Angel Luciano. Had it in his hands, but went through his hands, right in the hands of Jonke. A huge break for the Scotties here to get the first down. That had interception written all over it.
Jonke's first catch, and it's a big one. It's a 4th down conversion. Scotties were 0 for 2 on 4th downs in that first half. So now ball at the 39-yard line, gun to the right of Thomas. Going to be design run to the right for Braylon Thomas. Finds the room. Look at that explosion up the field, inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line. He planted the foot and just was gone.
Yeah, just pick a spot, saw the little crease is all he needed, and then boom, hit it, good 8-yard gain.
19 carries for Braylon Thomas for about 120 yards. He'll check out on this 2nd down and 7. Matt Stanley will be in at quarterback. He's got 7 carries from the quarterback position today.
2nd down 3, James.
2nd and 3, thank you.
You got it.
Mark to the right of his twin brother. He'll be the lead blocker, going right up the middle, hand on the back, fighting forward. Not fighting for a rebound, but fighting for extra yardage. He's going to be about a yard short. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
I think Mason Benedict got away with a hold there. Sort of like he had arms around it. The defensive player, he was calling for it. Had a hold of Beasley. Beasley's like, where's the flag?
With 4 minutes remaining. From the sideline, we're hearing, actually wasn't favoring the arm from Thomas. Looked like he may have been favoring the ribs on that left side. So keep an eye on that as Thomas is going to go under center on 3rd down and 1. He's going to have both Stanley and Fisher to give a little push, the Bush push, for a 2-yard gain and a 1st down. I know the Notre Dame fan behind me loves hearing the Bush push.
Anytime you say Notre Dame, I like to hear it.
Well, that's a Bush push against Notre Dame, though, right?
Yeah, I know. Still.
Still, we'll give him some love for the Fighting Irish after that 3rd down conversion for the Scotties. 10th play of the drive coming up, and it's been a nice time-consuming drive. We're down to 3:40 remaining. Already 4 minutes off the clock here in this 3rd quarter on the drive.
Yeah, but you got to get points here.
2 receivers to the left, and now Fisher will set up in the slot to the left, but he'll be blocking as Thomas drops back, looking to throw. Not a lot of time, steps up in the pocket, and he's going nowhere. He's going to be sacked. A big loss on 1st down. No one opened down the field, and the pocket collapsed on him.
Yeah, that was Marcus Beasley. Just wouldn't be denied coming in, and Thomas tried to step up, but Beasley, being blocked at the same time, was able to grab a hold of Thomas and bring him down.
Every time it feels like Union gets something going on the offense, Lee, a play going backwards.
Steele-High's been playing well.
All the way back to the 36-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 17. Actually, 2nd down and 18. They break the huddle with just 10 on the play clock. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. And the slot to the right is Blakely. They're going to run to the right. Thomas looking for room on the short side of the field, and he's not going to find much of it, though. He does stay in bounds to the 30-yard line. Hit out of bounds right at the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and about 12 to go.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get that.
Fans asking for a flag for a late hit. Not going to get one as he was tiptoeing the sideline in front of the Union bench. 3rd down, call it 13. Union needs to get to the 18-yard line to convert on this 1st down, or on this 3rd down try.
You can stay refreshed by enjoying hot or cold water at the click of a button, or enjoy a cup of coffee with our bottom-loading water cooler option.
Here's a new formation. Trips each way with linemen lined up on the numbers. Thomas drops back, looking, has a man open over the middle. It's Jonke, cuts the 20, to the 15, to the 10, dragging up for a tackler, dives for the end zone. I think he's going to be just short, but a huge 3rd down conversion, 30 yards. So again, the new formation. You haven't seen much of it, Lee, and it worked.
That formation sponsored by the Penn Ohio Pottered Water Company right there. Great job when you enter the red zone. We got a man down for the Steel High at the goal line, but boy, that play worked to perfection, James.
Looked like Steel High did not have much of an idea of what to do. We've only seen that, maybe 3 plays in the Laurel game in the postseason. 1 play in the WPIAL championship game. That was a run up the middle. I don't think Steel High knew what to do with it. Talk about dialing it up right at the right time. It's 1st and goal from about the inch line.
And you can wait. The Bush push is going to come a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Man down was Bam Appleby. He'll have to come out of the game, though, on this play because he was injured.
Appleby had the interception in the end zone on Union's last possession of the first half, but now with the 13th play of the drive coming up, it is 1st and goal from inside the 1-yard line.
Ball looks like it's touching the goal line from up here.
Thomas will go under center. He's got both Stanley and Fisher behind him to push him into the end zone. Waiting for a signal. There it is. Touchdown, Scotties. Braylon Thomas from 1 inch away. And out comes an important R. Cunningham conversion.
Now, do you go for 2, or like you said,
they
have not attempted a field extra point all year. It looks like they will go for 2. Mike Gunn's going to get the call here from the sideline.
13-play, 63-yard drive, and the all-important Cunningham conversion.
Yeah, Mark Stanley comes off the field. Mike Gunn comes on the field. See if we have a new formation or a new play here in this 2-point conversion, James.
They got plenty up their sleeve. It looks like they're going to go tight formation. Still plenty of time. They're going to go trips to the right. The ball's on the left hash for this conversion. Gunn in the backfield. Now they're going to go unbalanced to the right. They're going to get the snap. Going to his right is Thomas, looking for room. He's going to make a race to the pile. Now throws at the last second. Caught by Gunn in the end zone for the conversion, but there is a flag on the play. So hold the phone. Right now, it's a good conversion for the Scotties. But it looks like, based on the signals on the field, this might be coming backwards. Illegal shift, and I wondered. Fisher never got set.
And you
Fans not happy, but that is the right call. The tight end coming in motion never got set. So now they got to push it back to the 8-yard line for another try.
Yeah, a little too antsy, unfortunately. Never got set, as you said. Fans don't like the call, but it looked like the proper call from up here, James.
Yep, I agree. I just never saw the flag thrown. That's why I thought they had gotten away with it.
It's those yellow lines on the field.
It did land on one of them, too, didn't it? So now they will try with another conversion. From the 8-yard line, 2 receivers each way. Actually, it's a lineman who's stacked on the right. Throw over the middle. It's going to be behind. He was looking for Mark Stanley, and the ball kind of slipped out of the hands of Thomas as he threw it. So it remains a 7-6 lead for Steel High with 2:21 remaining in the third quarter. Back in a minute. It's the Class 1A state championship game here at lcsportsnet.com.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Touchdown for Braylon Thomas on a 13-play drive, but the 2-point conversion goes awry, so it's a 7-6 lead for Steel High over Union. Lee, we knew it was going to be needing to see what was going to go in the bag of tricks. I think we saw one right there.
We'll see if we get another one a little later on. Hopefully Scotties will get another chance at another new formation, but a great drive. Keep the Steamrollers off the field. Now we'll see if the Scotty defense can come up with another huge play. But again, another key penalty, though, James. We saw it twice in the first half, and the penalty bug, unfortunately, on that 2-point conversion comes back to haunt.
13 plays, 63 yards, 6 minutes, 17 seconds off the clock. There's your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. December 14th, their annual fish sale. Make sure you check it out. I believe it's going to be down at Cascade.
And you realize Steel High's been around longer than Joseph's Marketplace?
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, 1915 for Joseph's Marketplace.
Steel High in their 130th year of existence. They're going to go another squib kick. It's going to go, doesn't matter. Offsides, Union a little bit too quick again on this kickoff. So now they will have to kick it from the 35-yard line. .221 remaining in the third quarter. Again, your third quarter brought to you by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge. We thank all of our sponsors for helping making today's broadcast happen. Also give a shout out to the Union Volunteer Fire Department. They remind you, check out their Facebook page for a lot of upcoming events and activities, giveaways, raffles, and more. Union Volunteer Fire Department, proud sponsor of Union High School athletics all year long here at lcsportsnet.com. Line drive kick taken at the 34-yard line. A lot of room to work with. This is trouble. Off to the races to the 40, and if not for running into the back of his own man, I think Jayon Perry may have been gone.
Yeah, he ran into the back of Appleby.
At the 32 of Union, so from one 32 to the other.
Big play there's by the roller.
34 yards on that kick return.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be trouble when the line drive. He caught it right in stride.
So great field position. Steel High will start at the 32-yard line of Union. They're going to go with a handoff to Burnett up the middle. He's going to fight forward, gets close to the 30-yard line. Gain of 1 or 2. Those holes have filled up for sure here in the second half, Lee.
Yeah, but Mitchell was in on that stop, and looked like that was Caden Fisher came from behind. Mitchell's having himself a fine game here today.
Second down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup. Burnett, that was his 18th carry of the game. They'll go trips to the left, looking to the right, trying to go one-on-one. Jonke in coverage. He's going to turn and get the flag thrown against him. Got his head turned around, but apparently was too handsy on the way down the field. Pass interference is going to give a free first down to Steel High.
Yeah. Boy, I don't like that call. I mean, he was in position.
I mean, both are fighting the whole way down, right?
Yeah, I mean, turning back to look for the ball, but I said rush right down there. He has a lot better angle than we do. I mean, it was tight man-to-man coverage, but a little bit too tight.
So with that first down,
Steel High in the red zone. They were voted the best in Lawrence County. Red zone on Wilmington Road.
Trips right, pistol set, Burnett, handoff up the middle. High steps one man, breaks off another tackle, still going, inside the 5, dragging guys inside the 3 to the 2, and a flag thrown at the end of the play. They're going to say he marked down at the 3-yard line by the official look, but it looks like this could even be extra yardage after the play.
Hopefully it was a hold down there late.
Yeah, I don't think
a face mask.
If it is a face mask, it's going to be about a 1-yard penalty against Union. Burnett, right now, it's a gain from the 16 to the 2, and they're going to move it forward to the 1 after the incidental face mask.
Yep. 4 downs to get it in here. Just give it to Burnett.
If you can stop Burnett 4 times, more power to you. The junior running back now with 20 touchdowns on the season. Approaching the century mark. Union faithful beneath us, trying to get loud, trying to urge their defense to make a stand. Pistol formation. 2 receivers to the short side of the field. Burnett will get the carry, bounce to the right, and he'll walk in untouched for his second touchdown run of the game. A big answer for the Steamrollers, 13-6 with the PAT pending.
Yeah, Burnett's having himself a fine game here today for sure.
Did you notice they went unbalanced on that one, Lee, and they put Irby on the end of the line, and he sealed the edge.
He seals a lot of things. Only a junior, too.
So Burnett from 1 yard out and on to attempt the extra point is Hernandez.
Interesting routine by Hernandez.
Goes with the full back stretch, almost like his back is an owl's head. His kick is up. It's off the side of the foot, and it is off the mark. No good. 13-6. Mark that one down potentially as we get late into the third quarter. 13-6. Steamrollers leading Union. Back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team and how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Well, time for Union to discuss their next project here, Lee, as they score their first touchdown of the game, but a good kick return, a short field, and Steel High rolls right in to make it 13-6 with 1:07 remaining in the third.
Yeah, the key's the missed extra point, though.
Remains at a 7-point game. Low line drive kickoff will be taken by an up man at the 30-yard line. That's Blakely. He's got some room to the near sideline, looking for some blockers. Gets one from Thomas, gets across the 40 before he's dragged down on the tackle. That's James Evans III, the sophomore, making the hit on special teams. So strong starting field position here for Union.
Yeah, go back to Hernandez on the kick. I mean, he does that routine, but he he stretched out the leg, then he did a 360, and then did like a disco move, pointed both hands towards the official, like, okay, I'm ready, and then turns around on that kick. It was quite interesting to see the routine of that young man.
Ball at the 44-yard line, exactly 1 minute on the clock. They're going to have Mike Gunn as the quarterback. Thomas in the slot to the right. He's going to come in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. It's going to be a design run this time. Loses his footing. Otherwise, he had some room on the far sideline where there's also a flag down there. Loss of 1 as Thomas stumbles and falls trying to break it to the outside.
Who knows what that flag is on the far side?
It was thrown by the back judge.
Yeah.
That might be a sideline warning against. Yep. Sideline warning, so one more of those and you will have a penalty. And we never got confirmation when the official went down to the far sideline. Looked like the knee just gave out on him. Didn't know if he had tripped over a Steel High personnel on the far sideline. That would have been the second infraction if that were the case.
Yeah, that's a tough one on that official. You work all year long, and then you get a state championship and unfortunately go down on your second play.
Same formation. Mike Gunn will take the snap. In the slot to the left this time is Thomas on 2nd and 11. Thomas will come in motion. They will hand it to him. They're going to come near side and not much room. Eaten up on back-to-back plays. Back to the 40-yard line. A loss of 3. They've not been fooled on that one, has Steel High.
No, Eugene Green was in the backfield to force him inside, and then Tyshawn Allen Ali fighting off the block to bring him down. So a big 3rd down and long, and Union having problems passing the ball here today, and should be the end of the 3rd quarter here, James.
At the end of 3 quarters, it's Steel High 13, Union 6. 4th quarter when we return here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
12 minutes on the clock, 4th quarter coming up, but it'll start with Union with a 3rd down and 14 from their own 40-yard line, trailing 13-6 in the Class 1A championship game. Thomas drops back, has a man in his face, has to roll out to his left, throws on the run, has a man open, backpedaling and through the hands of Maddox Thompson, and incomplete. He was open, but a hefty hit after the play. Thomas, a good job just to get the throw off, Lee.
Yeah, J. Ron Perry with that extra hit at the end there. The fans wanted the roughing penalty, but the ball was overthrown. But again, the pressure by the Roller defense, though, James, Thomas having to throw on the run, and he's going to have to go back to punt, or will he?
Yeah, you've had some open receivers down the field. That one sailed as he was rolling out to his left.
Yeah, tough catch, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one that I think Maddox thinks he should have had, though.
Yeah, if you're in the NFL, yeah. And the Union's going to have to call timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And
boy, Coach Nee just livid, or they're going to have to take the 5.
Yeah, I think they're going to take the 5-yard penalty rather than waste one of their punch insurance timeouts, being 4th and 14. As Mike Gunn came running on late, Coach Nee asking who didn't go out there, who was not on the field. So delay a game. And that's one of the big changes you got to take a look at when you go down to the 6-man crew is now who's back in charge of that play clock.
And that play clock's running again. There we go. Now they finally put it back to 25. It was down to 12 before they started put it back. Nonetheless, got to get a good punt here.
So now it's 4th down and 19. Thomas will punt. Return man standing at about his own 45-yard line, now backpedaling a little bit as Thomas takes an extra step and bangs a big one. It's going to go over the head of McCraw, bounce on the 25-yard line, take a Scotties bounce inside the 15, inside the 10, and finally come to a stop at the 9 where Jonke will down it. Nice punt
how about 56 yards, my friend, with no return.
So we'll see if that can be a bit of a spark to change field position here with 11:44 remaining in the 4th quarter. Your 4th quarter today brought to you by the law offices of Bradley G. Olson Jr. Experience, dedication, and communication. Contact the Lobo Law Team at 724-656-6633. That's lobo-legal.com for the criminal defense attorneys in Newcastle.
Boy, need a stop now.
1st and 10 from the 9. Unbalanced set to the right. It looks like on 1st down. Burnett, carry number 19 of the game, and it goes nowhere. No gain on the play, right up the middle yet again with a big stick. Believe that was Porter and Mitchell.
Actually, that was Antonio Perez in there. Yeah, Perez with the clean hit, bringing them down.
Yeah, and all 3 really getting into the backfield. No gain on that 1st down play. 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Irby takes the quick snap. Going down the field. Porter's going to hit him in the end zone. And it's going to be dragged down in the end zone. He throws the pass at the end. He just threw it into the ground. Is there a receiver in the area? The officials will discuss. This might be a safety. There's the flag. Brennan Porter came unblocked, and you're going to get a safety by the Union defense.
Yeah, that looked like the proper call. Porter, he said, came in untouched, and there's the intentional grounding call. That should be 2 points. There it is.
Union gets a safety, makes the score 13-8. Irby claiming there's a receiver in the area, but there really was none anywhere around, and the ball never got to the line.
Now he threw it right into the ground. Barely threw it to about the 1 or 2 yard line.
Well, we talked about the defense needing to step up in a big way all day, create confusion. That's one of the first times you've seen a free rusher against Alex Irby here today, Lee.
Yeah, first time he got Perez, though, to make the first play on 1st down. But like you said, good rush there. Porter went in untouched. He's been having a huge game here today. Big play in the big spot there. So plenty of time left. 11-13 left here in this 4th quarter. But Union now only trails 13-8. So if they were able to score, James, they will not need that extra point. They'll take the sole possession of the lead if they can do that.
Yeah, that's huge. And now this free kick will come from the 20-yard line instead of the 40.
That brings the Union faithful excited, don't they? Again, just a great showing by the Union Scotties, the faithful. And they're going to punt it instead of kick it. Don't see that often here in high school.
No, you don't. End-over-end punt is going to bounce at the 40 and actually stops on a dime. That's a live ball. Guns finally. I'd say it's Thomas, I believe, who picks it up. Breaks away from 1, breaks away from 2, down the far sideline. Makes 1-man miss and gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line of the Steamrollers. Oh, that was dangerous, and then Thomas made it more dangerous. Union in plus territory.
Well, that ball, like you said, just stopped right and jumped straight up in the air. Did that ball. Unfortunately, Thomas was able to pick it up, and Perry was able to bring him out of bounds, but not before Union will start on the Roller 38-yard line here. And Matt Stanley will come in to start this series as a quarterback.
They're going to go 3 tight ends, all as H-backs right now, with Matt Stanley in the gun. He's going to run on the left, not much room, tries to bounce outside, and it's going nowhere. Dragged down near the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1.
You having fun watching Jaron Perry today?
not if you're a Union fan.
No, you're not, but I mean, he's a special player. Jaron Perry having himself a day, 6'1" junior. He's been everywhere.
Something for your wall photography. What a great shot we just got of Porter on that blindside blitz, getting Irby in the end zone. The intentional grounding call makes it 13-8. Thanks, WPIAL Blitz. So glad you're tuned in. Glad you can be here. That's where you should be with 10:25 remaining. Union trailing 13-8. Thomas in the gun on 2nd and 11. He's going to go try to run to the right side, hesitates, now explodes forward, gets about 3 or 4 yards down to the 36-yard line. Gain of, we'll call it a gain of 3. Now the whistle finally blows at the end of this play. But man, they let that scrum go for a while.
It sure did look like rugby there for a while, didn't it? I was waiting for the ball to get scored out and handed off to the
25 carries on the day for Braylon Thomas. He's got the 1-yard quarterback sneak touchdown. He's gutting it out. Looked like he may have been favoring the ribs a little bit earlier in this second half. Now has a 3rd down and 7. It's going to be all 4-down territory from here on out for Union with 9:40 remaining. 2 receivers each way. Gun in the backfield with Braylon. He'll go in motion into the flat. Thomas fakes that way, looks like a quarterback draw. Breaks away from 1, but he's not going to get it there. That play well read, sniffed out by the middle linebackers. Asa Koshvar in there for the tackle, as well as Trayvon LeGrand.
Yeah, didn't sell that quick throw enough. If he waits maybe that extra half second, maybe that play might work, James, but react a little bit too quick.
4th down and 5. Thomas will come to the sideline and get the play from Coach Nee. First-year coach, longtime assistant. The All-American from Clarion got to go home last week for a Union victory at West Penn Clarion University. His first year as a head coach, trying to dial up something special. He's bringing trips to the left for Thomas in the gun. 5 on the play clock. Gun will go in motion to the right side. Looking down the field, Thomas has to scramble away, and he's not going to be able to. He's going to get sacked back at midfield. Could not escape the pressure of Marquise Beasley. That's the second big defensive play by a Middletown High School senior.
Yeah, Beasley just, the bull rush worked and was able to break free, and then Thomas was unable to get away, and that's a big defensive stand there for the Rollers. So
after the safety for Union, they end up going backwards.
Yeah, Thomas not happy.
No one open, he said. And he had no time to work either as Beasley came from the blind side.
Can't hang your heads, though. You need a stop here for the Scotties right now.
Still 8:37 remaining. They're going to hand it off to Burnett, and this is where he's dangerous. He lowers his shoulder. He's got the first down, or will depend on the spot. Looks like he will have enough right at the sticks to the Union 44-yard line.
Yeah, actually, I think it's going to come up just short, James.
Might have preferred the first down if you're Union, just to try to get the ball back a little more quickly. Blakely on the hit from his defensive back position. It is a gain of 9.
Yeah, if I'm Steel High, I just give the ball to Burnett right now. Just let him eat the clock.
Man in motion coming into the backfield. Now you're going to have both Perry and Burnett in the backfield. Now Perry stays. Burnett goes in motion. Perry will get the handoff up the middle, and he's going to be up on the ball on the ground, and it's going to be, I think, Steel High fell back on top of it.
Yeah,
it was
Perry
in
somehow.
Union's arms, Lee, and somehow Perry got it.
Somehow Perry came up with that.
It just pinballed around. It looked like Grayson Blakely had a chance to fall on it, and as he went to do so, it just bounced away right back into the hands of Perry.
Yeah, it looked like Matt Stanley might have had a chance at that too, and then fighting on the ground was Mitchell also.
So no gain, 3rd down. Still looking for that first turnover of the game for this Union defense. Burnett breaks it to the outside, and he's going to get enough for the first down before he's dragged down by Stanley. Man, I'm sorry, there was a huge hold on the right-hand side that was missed on that one.
And a Scotty defensive player down. That's Mitchell, but he's going to get up and see if he's able to go.
He's going to try to get back to the line. He's got to hurry because the Rollers are right back to the line after that 3rd down conversion. Hand off, and Fisher comes off the edge and gets a big stick in the backfield. That's a loss of 3. Huge play off the edge. Caden Fisher, who had the strip sack touchdown last week, gets a big defensive play there to push the Steamrollers backwards.
And Mitchell's going to come out, and Andrew Cartwright's going to replace him.
Cartwright kind of a do-it-all amoeba defensive replacement. stepped in for Stanley last week at linebacker. He'll come in on the defensive line here. 2nd down and 13. We're down to 6:30 remaining in the game. Irby looks to his left, throws to the far sideline. He's going to be caught there. Breaking a tackle is Perry. He's going to fight forward and get close to the 1st down. He was able to slip away from Booker in coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, it's a good route. Just broke off that go route and just turned it around. Little button hook there. Able to break the tackle, 3rd and short.
Union's defense has put up points in 3 straight playoff games. Can they get a defensive stop here, Lee?
Yeah, nothing fancy now. Just give it to Burnett if you're Steel High.
Midway through this 4th quarter. Burnett will not get the call. They're going to throw on the quick out, and it's a run-pass option. Work to perfection. Perry gets the catch, gets 8 yards, gets into the red zone, and it gets a 1st down.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jonky was about 8 or 9 yards off him, and it's like, hey, that's an easy throw and catch right there. Get him that much room. Simple throw.
That just shows the ability, though, of what this junior quarterback can do. Alex Irby, now by the end of this game, might be over 9,000 career passing yards, 3,000 total in each of the last 2 seasons. He's still got a year to go. From the 18-yard line, handoff Burnett up the middle, bounces to the near sideline. He's got the edge. He's got the 10, the 5, the end zone. 19-yard touchdown, the 3rd of the game for Ronald Burnett. Makes it a 2-possession game at 19-8, Steel High.
Boy, that's a backbreaker right there, James.
Well, when talking to Coach Nee before the game, I mean, all attention was put on the passing game when you got such great receivers on the outside, but he was worried about what Ronald Burnett can do. You let him roll downhill, and he rolls his way into the end zone for the 3rd time today. 22 touchdowns now on the season. Hernandez on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, and it will go through the uprights. 20-8, still 5:33 remaining. Back in a moment. It's the Class 1A Championship. You're listening to it here at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Kickoff goes through everybody all the way back to the goal line and doesn't go into the end zone, so Gunn has to pick it up at the 1. He gets back out to the 11. You just gave up a touchdown, and now you got to start inside your own 20, Lee. It's starting to look a little bit bleak, but still lots of time left. 5:29 remaining here in the Class 1A championship game, a 20-8 lead for Steel High.
Yeah, tough decision. That ball just sort of died, and I thought maybe when he picked it up, that back foot might have hit the end line, but it did not. So we'll see if they can recover from this.
See who can make a big play. Thomas in the gun, and we're going to have a whistle, and I think we might have a legal substitution as 12 broke the huddle for Union. Yeah, Gunn went straight to the sideline, so this will push it back to the 6-yard line to begin this drive.
I said I wasn't going to do it, James, so I'm going to give a shout-out to Mr. John Yearge, our resident official. Him and Henry Frankel all the time. But I want to thanks for John Yearge for tuning in, setting us straight on some of the rules.
So we just got a Henry sighting on the broadcast in the state championship game. Thomas pressured immediately. He has to just go forward out of the end zone, fall down at about the 3-yard line to avoid a safety. That's a loss of 3, 4th sack of the game for this Steele High defense.
And that was Beasley again. Yeah. Sorry I put John Yearge and Henry Frankel in the same sentence, but.
All of Lawrence County is rough on that one. And Thomas, a little gingerly coming off the field. It's going to be Stanley going in there on 2nd down and 17. We're down under 5 minutes to play. Time now winding down on the Scotties' chances. Matt Stanley will be in the gun, and he's going to get hit in the end zone. Did he get out? I'm not sure he did.
I think he just got out.
He did. You got to get the whole ball out of the end zone, and if he did, it's by about a couple of millimeters.
Yep. They said it's out.
Well, since that safety, Lee, Union basically has gone nothing but backwards. 4 and out after the safety, which made the score 13-8. Couple of rough plays here. Now you can't get any further away from your destination than where Union is right now. 3rd down and long. Thomas in the gun, rolling out to his right. Has to watch he doesn't step out of the back of the end zone. Breaks away from a man, now throws it down the field and just throws it out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down from the shadow of your own end zone. Is there a flag in the end zone? Yep, this is going to be another safety. When's the last time you had 2 safeties in the same PIAA championship game? You're going to get holding in the end zone against Union, which will make 2 more points for Steele High. So after Union gets a safety early in the 4th quarter, Steele High gets one of their own on the holding penalty in the end zone. Makes it 22-8 with 4:02 remaining. Back in a moment. It's Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. Thought we might see Union try an onside kick. They also will punt it away. Good punt to the 35-yard line after the safety by Union, but McCraw's going to get all the way back to midfield before he's wrapped up by a trio of Union defenders. So with 3:53 remaining after the safety, the score is 22-8 Steamrollers.
So you definitely need a turnover and downs here if you can.
Well, let's see if there's some magic left in this Scotties defense. Down by 14 with 4 minutes left. See if the defense can come up with a big play. You've seen Matt Stanley with a couple of strip-aways, including a big one in the WPIAL championship game. Hand off Burnett. No question who's going to be covering the rock with 2 hands on each carry. Gain of 3. Timeout taken by Union.
Yeah, you got to use them now. You have to get the ball back. Down 2 scores. Coach Nee will call his defense over. Ponce's insurance timeout. I think Castle Asphalt Construction, they know the importance of making a good first impression no matter how elegant your home or office may be. Matching it with poor road surfaces can make your friends and potential clients regret making the trip. Get a free estimate at castleasphalt.com.
That's Lee Ramone. I'm James Dotson. Here from Cumberland Valley High School, Chapman Field for the first ever PIAA championship game here at Cumberland Valley. And we've seen a pretty darn good one. 22-8 your score with the Steele High advantage. Basically every time Union's had something promising going, Lee. Steel High has had an answer today.
Yeah, their defense has been outstanding. Thomas has been running it for his life pretty much the whole game when he's dropped back the pass, other than that one quick hitter over the middle. But he's been just running and running and running. Give credit to that front line for Steel High here today.
Give a big shout out to our powering sponsor, LCAP. We wanted to remind you the Adagio Health Mobile Unit will be available at their West Grant Street location on December 13th. Check them out and check out their Facebook page for more information. 2nd down and 7 out of the timeout. Trips to the left, the short side of the field. Irby in the gun with Burnett behind him. Checks the sideline. Looks to adjust the play, keeps it as it is, hands it to Burnett. He's going to be wrapped up by the 2 Stanleys after a gain of 1 and another timeout called with 3:42 remaining. So 2 for 2. And now the question is, will Steel High go to the air on 3rd down?
Did you see Burnett, though, James? Both hands around the ball. There's no way, absolutely no way you're going to rip that ball out of his hands.
Gives us a chance to give another shout-out to Something for Your Wall Photography, as they've been down there, Heather Walser has, for most of this playoff run here for the Scotties. Some great photos, not only for Union, but for all of the high school teams in Lawrence County. Make sure you check out her website. Google search Something for Your Wall Photography, or check her out on Facebook. Make sure you think, with the holidays coming up, some great collages can be made as well. Makes a great gift for your high school student athlete or for their family. Something for Your Wall Photography, capturing that perfect moment.
Yeah, she's having a blast down here in the field. I think she's having more fun than us. Well, that's tough to do.
Well, we thought Lee Moe was going to be our sideline reporter. She's come in clutch with a couple of those reports from the sideline for us today.
And coming in clutch right now, you need a big 3rd down stop.
3rd down, called a long 6 to go.
Yeah, if I'm Steel High, I'm still running the ball to let Union burn that last time out.
22-8 with 3:42 remaining. Steamrollers getting set. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Burnett to the right of Irby in the gun. They are going to look to throw. Irby to the near sideline. It's going to be caught. Intercepted by Union. Running the wrong route. Here comes Union down the near sideline. It's Elijah Booker, tripped up by the quarterback at the 27-yard line. It's, oh my goodness, the Union defense gets it on a gift. Elijah Booker with the long return. Union's not done yet.
But how about Alex Irby, though? He threw the pick and pulled the old Ben Roethlisberger, James. Came back, was able to trip him up. If it wasn't for him, he's in the end zone. But, boy, jumping the route, great job there. Union back in business, and they still have that 1 timeout.
I don't think Irby was on the same page with McCraw.
Not at all.
McCraw was going deep. Trips right. Mark it down with 3:32 remaining. Here comes Union. Thomas dropping back, rolls to his right, now trying to look back left, doesn't have much room to go anywhere, and he's going to get sacked all the way back at midfield.
Yeah.
Forward progress will maybe get it back up to about the 43 or 44, but Thomas, he's slow to get up as well. He's just had no time here in the second half, Lee.
He was brought down by 3 different rollers on that play. He's going to have to come out.
Yeah, he's really struggling, and the clock is running with 3:07 remaining. That's a loss back to the 43-yard line, Lee. That's a loss of 16.
Yeah, Thomas is saying, no way, I'm staying in the game.
Stanley is going to check in, though. It's going to be Grayson Blakely checking out, and Union's got to hurry just to get this playoff. 10 seconds on the play clock as they break the huddle. 7. Hurrying up to the line, and they're not hurrying quickly enough. I don't think they're going to get this playoff in time. They do. Actually, they cut the snap off. Thomas, I'm not sure, was ready for it. He's going to throw to the near sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Another flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage for a holding call. So do you make it 2nd down and 38 or 3rd down and 28?
I take it 2nd down and 38. Just keep pushing them back.
Union's offense in this 4th quarter has begun to unravel.
If they were going the other way, we could say 2nd down and Turnpike. We don't know what's the other way down Route 11.
So it's going to mark it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So this is going to be 2nd down and about 40-something. 43 to be exact. What do you have in your playbook, Coach Nee, for 2nd and 43?
Well, look where the defensive backs are playing. They're playing 30 yards off the ball.
As they should be. 2 receivers left. Thomas awaiting the snap with the clock at 2:33 and counting. Thomas will roll to his left. got some time, pumps, now gets away from one. He can barely even run. Turns, fires towards the near sideline. Jonke, did he get the hands underneath? No, he did not. He says he got it, but I don't think so. It looked like it came up off the carpet.
Yeah, Thomas is giving everything he can right now, but he's still being pressured. I mean, he just has no time. Just when you think he's going to be able to set and throw, but there comes that rush by the Roller defense, chasing him out of the pocket. Thomas is going to come out of the game now. Matt Stanley's going to come in.
Stanley has thrown one pass all year. It was a spike to stop the clock last week.
He's going to have to throw it here.
I think Thomas, at this point, he wants to be out there, but knows he's not helping. So Stanley looks to throw. Quarterback draw, comes to the near sideline. He's got some room, and then he's eaten up quickly. Wow, good convergence by Eugene Green. Thought Stanley was going to get all the way to the edge. It's just a 3-yard gain, and it's going to make it a very manageable 4th down and 44.
Give credit to, up front, Marquise Beasley, Andrew Irby.
Down to 2 minutes to go. Your 2-minute drill brought to you today by Jefferson Poultry, located on Mill Street in Newcastle. Wholesaler of fresh chicken, beef, pork, lamb, and deli items. Thomas back in there. He's got to try fire one deep on 4th and 42, and he's again scrambling. He's going to fire one up. Just a Hail Mary down the field, looking for Maddox Thompson, and it's going to be intercepted. Jayon Perry will make the catch at the 15-yard line, and that one will about wrap it up with 1:36 remaining. It's going to be the second title in 3 years and 4th overall for Steelton-Highspire. They've had an answer for Union here in this 4th quarter.
Again, Thomas under pressure, just had to unload. Threw a good ball, but unfortunately in the double coverage, easy interception. Union just needs to, or Steel High just needs to run the clock out now.
The magical season for Union comes, midnight comes a little bit early for Cinderella here in the state championship.
Yeah, Union fans on their feet, though. They appreciate what they've seen this year.
What they've seen is a first new head coach in 25 seasons take the U all the way to the promised land, their first ever outright WPIAL championship, and then a state playoff victory and a trip to the state championship game, but they're going to come up short against a very talented Steelton-Highspire squad.
What's Coach Irby on the field for?
He's all the way out past the numbers.
And they're going to have to charge him a timeout.
Yeah, they did. I think he was trying to get the timeout call, and the official was walking inward.
He was walking right by an official. But anyways, they're going to get the quick timeout.
Timeout with 1:10 remaining. Another Ponchers Insurance timeout. Gives a chance to just quickly give a thanks to all of our sponsors. Our sponsors for these playoff games: Pizzas by Marcelloni, the Union Area Boosters, the Union Baseball Team, Coach Sanders and Company, Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, the law offices of Bradley G. Olson Jr., Jefferson Poultry, and Michael Joseph and State Farm for their continued support here through the postseason for the Union Scotties. Of course, the Union Area Education Association and the Union Volunteer Fire Department, sponsors all year long here at lcsportsnet.com of Union Athletics. Without them, we couldn't be doing what we're doing, Lee.
Not at all. Greatly appreciate them for sure.
It's been a privilege to be able to cover this historic run for Union's football team, and we expect a potential for another long run in both the basketball and baseball playoffs as well, defending WPIAL runner-ups and champions respectively in those two sports. One more kneel is all it's going to take here, Lee. Real quick, we'll talk about it in our post-game show. Union had their opportunities today.
They had their, especially in the first half, James. That's where the game was lost, really. I mean, they had those 3 red zone opportunities, and then the second half, boy, that Steel High rush was just unstoppable.
And the second half, line just unable to contain the defensive front, and Steel High rolling their way to their 4th ever PIAA championship. They avenged all 3 losses that they had last year, and they make a 14-1 championship season. Your final score here from Cumberland Valley: Steelton-Highspire 22, Union 8. We'll be back with our Tri-County Principals post-game show in a moment. It's the Class 1A State Championship broadcast on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. You're listening to it right here at lcsportsnet.com.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Scotties of Union Area High School.
Loud ovation here as Brennan Porter, Caden Fisher, and Mark Stanley receive the runner-up trophy for the Union Scotties, the Class 1A championship silver medals for Union as they are defeated by Steelton-Highspire 22-8 as we begin our Tri-County Principals post-game show. Our post-game show tonight also brought to you by Michael Joseph and State Farm. Being part of the community is important to Agent Michael Joseph, and we thank him for his support of today's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com. With Lee Moan alongside, I'm James Dotson. The Steel High Steamrollers celebrating at midfield. Steelton-Highspire, their fourth championship appearance, their fourth championship victory. Steel High able to get the gold. Union's Cinderella season comes up just a couple of plays shortly, and in the end, I mean, what more can you say? Nobody outside of that Union area locker room saw this coming 4 months ago during the summer months, during camp and everything. No one saw this coming except for those 25 out there wearing the blue today.
Without a doubt. I mean, they believed, they bought in, they played just phenomenal. I mean, unfortunately, you're going to come up just a little bit short, but it was a special run. Unfortunately, there's got to be a loser and there's got to be a winner. Unfortunately, the Scotties are going to be the losing side, but they're not walking out losers off this field today. I mean, they're walking up with their heads high, and they said the Union faithful appreciate everything they did for this community. I mean, boy, talk about bringing a community together. That's what this football team did, and it's going to be a long ride home, but they're going to, they're going to have some great memories of this game, and they played hard. They played, unfortunately, just come up short today.
Yeah, and, it is going to sting, especially when, kind of like you mentioned, you had 3 of your 4 possessions in the first half enter the red zone, but a couple of turnover on downs and an interception, stalling out at the 15, the 19, and the 9. Those are ones that are going to haunt for many months, I fear, for this Union team. And that's just the way of the game. They got turnovers all throughout the course of the season. Their defense creates points for the 3rd straight week in playoff action, this time with a safety to give life. You get an interception late to give your team life, but the Steel High defense really is the key to this game overall. What they did in the 4th quarter especially, absolutely phenomenal.
we talked about the offense. We didn't talk anything really about the Steel High defense, did we? Like 43 points a game. This is a juggernaut. Union defense, I mean, they did a great job against the Steel High defense, but I mean, the Steel High offense, but the defense was just absolutely phenomenal in the second half. And you mentioned it. I mean, Union gets that defensive stop. They get the ball back in good field position, but unfortunately, they went backwards, and they just kept on going backwards the whole fourth quarter. And it's just credit to those guys up front. I mean, they just made life completely miserable for Braylon Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas ends up over 100 rushing yards, and the lone Scotties touchdown of the day. It just ended up basically running for his life throughout the entirety of the fourth quarter, just trying to extend the plays any way that he could. But by that fourth quarter, it was basically what Union has done throughout the playoffs in terms of forcing a team to be one-dimensional and then sending the house at them. That's basically what Steelton-Highspire did to Union here today.
Well, when you have the defensive backs that they do too, James, you can afford to send the house in. I mean, because they're athletes back there, and J.R. Perry, Appleby was. Those two were just phenomenal here today. And you can afford to let them just go one-on-one, and it's like, okay, guys, go get Braylon, go get him, and they did.
22-8, your final score. It began late in the first quarter. Union received the opening kickoff. They drive 12 plays, take 5 minutes off the clock, but they looked like they had a touchdown on the board, Lee, but a holding penalty pushed them back, ended up having a turnover on downs. After a 3-and-out, Union another long drive. They get again into the red zone after a short field, but another turnover on downs, and that's when Steel High made them pay. They take their own long drive, a couple of third down conversions, and then a touchdown run from 3 yards out for Ronald Burnett. His first of 3 on the afternoon, made it 7-0 with just a couple of minutes remaining in the first quarter. And that was the score all the way through the halftime break. Union had another chance late in the first half in the 2-minute drill with just under a minute to play in that first half. A pass into the end zone after a couple of long Braylon Thomas runs. His pass into the end zone gets picked off, and that's basically how the half ended. Steelton-Highspire got down near the red zone but ran out of time. It was 7-0 at the halftime break, and at that point you're thinking, if you're Union, yeah, we had our chances, but it's still just a 7-point game. We're feeling all right.
And for sure, I mean, they played very, very well in that first half. And like you said, Steel High comes out and they get the ball back, but they held though.
And in the second half, no scoring at all in the second quarter. In the third quarter, almost the entire quarter goes off before Braylon Thomas caps off another long drive. This time they do get into the end zone. That was a 13-play scoring drive, taking 6+ minutes off of the clock. Thomas sneaks it in from 1 yard out. Couple of third and fourth down conversions. Finally, Union able to put a big drive together, but every time Union does something positive, Steel High had a big response. A long kick return, and then they started at the 32-yard line of Union. 3 plays later, Burnett gets a 1-yard touchdown run. It's 13-6 to start the fourth quarter. Union gets a punt pinned down inside the 10-yard line. Brennan Porter with a safety forced. He gets the blitz coming in on the backside, knocks the quarterback down. Irby tried to throw it away, gets called for the intentional grounding for the safety. Made it 13-8. All of a sudden, Union has life, but they have negative yards offensively in the fourth quarter, Lee. The defense steps up for Steelton-Highspire. They get the ball back, and Burnett puts the icing on the cake with a 19-yard touchdown run midway through the quarter. Steel High gets their own safety at the 4:02 mark, but then still another chance. Union has to give it up. They get the ball back. Elijah Booker gets an interception with just over 3 minutes remaining. Trailing 22-8, you have a bit of a chance here, it feels like, for Union. But again, offenses can't get anything going. I think at that point is when they had their 4th down and 42, and just ended up being a Hail Mary attempt intercepted away by J.R. Perry. And that was all she wrote. Your first ever state champions here at Cumberland Valley is Steelton-Highspire, 22-8 over Union.
It was a fun one for sure. I mean, both teams, I think they played pretty well. You know, mistake-free for the most part, and a couple key penalties here and there, but both teams took care of the ball for the most part, and it was a hard-fought game. I mean, there's a lot of hard hitting going out there, and well respect for both schools.
We got a couple of awards to give out here, Lee. Let's get you a little space as press row trying to make their way down to the field. First one we're going to give out for let's give out our LCAP Player of the Game award, because you can't question the heart of the quarterback out there and the way he played, gutting through a couple of injuries, it felt like, throughout the course of the game. Fighting to the very end, Braylon Thomas, he's done it all year long, a very well-deserved LCAP Player of the Game award recipient here today.
Yes, and congratulations to Braylon Thomas, Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. We're proud to present Braylon for the Player of the Game. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Braylon for today's Player of the Game. He will receive a customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of being named today's Player of the Game. You can view the full list of this year's Player of the Game. Go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Player of the Game. Congratulations, Braylon Thomas, the Union Scotties. He was named today's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP, they change lives.
Thanks to our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community
yes.
Action Partnership. Without them,
this doesn't happen.
This does not happen, and thanks to all of our sponsors again. We'll read them all off for you again. Make sure you please give a special shout out and go visit these fine patrons for all that they do for us here at lcsportsnet.com. We have one final award to give out. One of those great sponsors, Maley Chiropractic, proud to honor the Play of the Game award to Brennan Porter for his safety forced there early in quarter number 4 to give Union the chance down the stretch. Maley Chiropractic proud to present today's Play of the Game award to Brennan Porter of Union. Maley Chiropractic and lcsportsnet.com proud to honor Brennan Porter for today's Play of the Game, and he will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of today's Play of the Game. You can view all the plays of the game and Player of the Game all year long by going to lcsportsnet.com and click Play of the Game at the top. Congratulations again. Today's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game to Brennan Porter of Union. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Final thoughts on this whole season, Lee, is the winter sports has already begun, but the fall sports season, we got over 40 broadcasts on the air, our first ever taste of December football here at lcsportsnet.com, and it's been a fun ride watching this Union Scotties team develop over the course of the year with this first-year head coach in Kim Needballa.
And again, who would have thought that Union would be making it, let alone the Acroshore Stadium, let alone out to here in Cumberland Valley for a state championship. But you got to remember, they won a Whitfield championship too. I mean, so you can't forget about that. It's been a special run for these Union Scotties, and they'll remember this season for a lifetime for sure.
That means we now get to flip the script to some basketball, and I know that some of these players, I'm going to bet Coach Stanley says no, stay home for a few days, but I have a feeling that a lot of them will want to be getting right back out on the basketball court. They play Fairview on Sunday, and that's a pretty darn good Fairview team up in District 10. I think they made it to the state, or they were the ones who were upset by Elwood City in the first round last year as the District 10 champions. So that would be a fun game for Union. The girls play right before them at Newcastle High School on Sunday. We'll have broadcasts. We'll get you that full schedule. Make sure you stay tuned on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at lcsportsnet.com for all of those game schedules as they start to come out. We got a lot of thanks to give here real quick, Lee.
And real quick, I could give the thanks to our LC SportsNet crew for a great job for this the fall sports season, our great cameramen, broadcasters. I mean, and you yourself, for keeping this together. Yes, somehow, some way, but we've got a great crew at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Absolutely. Tim Continenza, again, wish you could be here today, buddy, and we'll see you here in winter sports season for sure. Jay Moan, been with us all year as long on the mics. Special thanks to him for all he's done. Producers Aaron Vigiano, Ashley Pistachio, Dom Summers. Got to thank Rob Nattell. He's been out there. He walked in today and asked if we needed a cameraman still. I think he was hoping he could get a chance to get back on that sideline today. I'm glad he got to enjoy the game, as does Rachel Hannah Bowen. They're going to help us a lot through the winter sports season as well. And Tyler Aaron, Colby McBride joining on board. Lots of great people that make this whole thing work. Oh yeah, Tweety Bird. She's done with her final. You know what? We're going to blame her because she started tweeting in the fourth quarter.
Oh, jeez,
so we'll blame Tweety Bird.
We'll blame Tweety Bird.
No, thank you to Katie Walzer for all she's done to help us. Thanks, Heather Walzer, getting us great photos for your wall, something for your wall yet again here today and all year long. And, of course, to our fantastic list of sponsors again, the Union Boosters, the Union Baseball Team, Pizza by Marcellone's, Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, the law offices of Bradley G. Olson, Jefferson Poultry, Michael Joseph, and State Farm. And, of course, our sponsors all fall: Maley Chiropractic, Castle Asphalt, Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, The Red Zone, Cunningham Funeral Home, Medore Bonner Law, Pontius Insurance, Crane Room Grill, Penn Ohio Bottled Water, Joseph's Marketplace, Doran Concrete, Castle Realty, and Michael Kirkwood Jr. Works in Progress, DNR Lawn Care, Hatch Early Learning Systems, Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, the Tri-County Principals Association, the Union Area Education Association, the Union Volunteer Fire Department, and, of course, our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. For Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson, signing off here from Mechanicsburg. Final score, Steelton-Highspire 22, Union 8. You've been listening to the Class 1A State Championship here at lcsportsnet.com.